Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them? I can't even hide my excitement. We made it to episode 200.
Woo! It's not even like I didn't think we'd get here. I just it wasn't even in the realm of possibility.
I didn't even know this was a thing that could happen in our world.
I mean, honestly, I don't usually think more than like a week in advance anyway, but
No, literally.
wow, I really don't know how we got here.
How many times have we had something coming up in like 45 days or something? I don't know. That was just a number thrown in my head from being sued. A lot of our deadlines are 45 days away. I don't know why. But like, how many times have we been told like, oh, it's 45 days away? We're like, oh, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden that's tomorrow. Like, what?
No, quite literally. I mean, we know I have a problem with like remembering anything. And like, I don't actively use a calendar, but it's because I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going to do anything for that anyway until it gets to be like a week out. So like, why would I write it down?
I think that everybody has their strong suits, and I don't think planning is yours. And it's not mine either. Don't get it twisted.
It's not even
really
the
not.
planning part of it. Like, if I want to plan something, I could.
It's
not like I'm
no,
like
you have
bad
the
at
skill set.
planning.
It's just not something that you're like, oh, we should do that. Like, we should definitely plan that out. Like, it's not going to come naturally to us.
It's just what I can prioritize my attention to. And I'm like, that is not happening for a week. I can't bother thinking about it right now. I don't have the room.
I totally get that. Our researcher was actually texting me and saying it's crazy because she was looking back at our old episodes and she's like, I just came across your 20th episode. And you guys were so excited. Like, you guys were just like, oh my God, we made it to episode 20. When we hit the double digits, like when we hit 10, we were just like, holy shit.
I was going to say, we were excited for episode 3.
Literally.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them? I'm Lily Marston here with Jessie Smiles, and this is episode 16. And you might be like, why is that important? And I just would like to point out there was a point that we didn't know if this would make it to episode 2.
If you guys came into this journey like later on and you don't know us from before we did this podcast, we came from a background of failing. No, that's horrible. No, that's not true. But like just not being consistent. I think when it came to our personal channels, you did great on Clever because it was like your job.
I was going to say, for me, it was like I was consistent to a fault. Probably for so many years because I worked
burnt out.
Completely burned out. And also it's such a different pressure when you're doing just content, one, about yourself, and two, by yourself.
Yeah.
I just let it get to me and then I like didn't really know what I wanted to do anymore.
You know, I don't know what the fuck my deal is. I think that it really is just that when it comes to my content and it's just like me sitting on camera and that's it, I was just so hypercritical. Everything had to be very funny and like, oh, this is going to be a great video. I couldn't just put out something that I was like, about because I just thought that was like the ultimate failure. Now, what this podcast has made me realize, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but like people just want to see the content. Like, yes, I think we make quality content, right? We're trying to put up the assets and we're trying to like provide a quality show as much as we can, all right? We're tired, but like we're trying. But at the same time, people would rather us show up more often if it doesn't mean that we're like
and do less.
And do less. Yeah, that's really what it is. Like still put out a good quality product, whatever. But like not every episode that we've ever put out, okay, 200. We're 200 deep. Not every episode has been a banger. All right, there's some episodes I'm ashamed of. There, I said it.
That's the thing. And I think I probably was operating under a similar kind of mindset at Clever where it's like, we're putting out so much content. Like in a week, no one's even going to be talking about this episode because they're going to be on to the next two we've already posted. And I think when you're doing your personal channel, it feels very much like a direct representation and like portfolio that it's like, this is my life's work. I don't know. I also think we find each other entertaining. So it doesn't feel as like, oh, look at me. Because it's just like, no, we're having fun with each other. So it's like.
And I also feel like one thing that has saved us, in my opinion, is we have our days where we're not feeling well or like we're really tired or whatever. And we're always able to go off of each other. You know what I mean? Like you'll pick up where I kind of just can't and I will pick up where you can't. Like I think that that's what's really just helped us stay sane in this process of just creating content that's an hour and a half long minimum twice a week. It's a lot. It is. And by the way, if you guys don't know, most of our footage is like 2 hours and 20 minutes, like raw. Like you're getting a very cut down version. Obviously we do edit a lot, but like we are cutting so much out, but we're here sitting for over 2 hours twice a week, which oh my God. Okay, Michaela Nagara, calm down. Try being an influencer for a week.
Try being an influencer for a day. Try it.
But my ass literally will be numb at the fucking end of filming. I'm like, oh my God, get me out of here.
Especially like around like 100 episodes ago. I was still editing for Angelica and occasionally for other people. And people were under the impression that this wasn't like our main job.
Yeah.
And I was like, Oh my God, what do you, this is all I do. Again, this isn't trying to be like, oh, life is so hard. Like, no, it's nice because it's like, it never feels like hard or like something that I get anxiety about working on, because it's like, we know how to do it. Like the job itself is easy, but it is very like just time consuming.
And the thing is too, is like, this is already what we do. Like we text each other even in between the show to talk shit about things that are happening online. So it's like, this is who we are, girly. Like on or off camera, this is what we do. So now we've just done it for a long time. We've found our groove. And I just like, yes, I think that there's ways that I can hope that it will free up our lives in the near future. But even beyond that, like, I just feel lucky to be doing this. I really do.
Almost probably to a fault. It's like, I enjoy doing it. So that's why I like don't have much of a life, because I'm like, well, I feel like I'm getting my
like we're getting my enjoyment to someone, right?
Literally. Well, my job is my social life. I know that's probably not healthy, but
we may need to seek a therapist by episode 300, but you know,
or just like outside contact.
You know, we're gonna explore having lives, but right now that's just not in the cards.
Also, separately, I do love seeing all the girlies, you girlies, watching like the community that you guys have, because I feel like it's very much taken on a mind of its own.
It's like a side quest or something. Like, I'm just like, wait, what? Like, y'all like talk every day. There's people that like on our Patreon, there's people that talk every day. Like, they're like, hey, like, how was work?
They're like close friends. I'm not even sure like what the bond comes from. Is it like, I'm curious. Like, is it like shared values or like shared interests or
interesting?
Sense of humor, or like what brings you guys together?
Yeah, I would like to know that too. But it's been really, really amazing to witness. Like, seriously, even just like the subreddit, seeing so many people. I mean, I think it's at like 15,000 members or something on that subreddit that we have nothing to do with. Like, that's insane. I remember when it literally launched and I was like, someone made a Reddit on us. It was like 0 members.
When it had like 2,000 followers, we're like, oh my God, like that's so cool. First of all, thanks to the Reddit, because I've seen posts where people are saying that they started watching the podcast because the Reddit kept getting recommended to them. And they're like, what the fuck is this? That.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people in the drama world go to our subreddit to see what's going on. And I'm like,
well, I was going to say, also, they like get stories like to go viral that otherwise wouldn't. And I'm like,
part of our researchers' routine is checking our Reddit. That's like one of the places she gets topics.
Honestly, very helpful. Shout out to the Reddit. You guys have been great.
You guys are amazing.
Thanks to all the girlies, even if you're not on the Reddit or you're not on the Patreon, you've all been so supportive and are definitely the reason we have made it to episode 200.
Yeah.
Which I told Jesse earlier, can you believe it's been 100 episodes, more than that actually, since Janet came into our lives?
Well, why the fuck did you have to ruin the mood? Like, we were doing so good.
I'm sorry. I just can't help but
that bitch reflect because to be in our 200th episode, okay?
Well, because remember, she tainted the 100th?
Oh, yeah. Well, now, and look at you bringing her all the way to 200. We are currently working on something that has to do with Janet, because we're answering to something that should have been done years ago, I feel, at this point. But to
pick up the energy, get back on a positive note, I have put together a little something.
Oh my gosh.
It's not ready as we're watching this, so we're not going to react to it. But, you know, my time in planning, you know, isn't great.
But Lily will create something in the wee hours around 4 a.m. California time. And this is what it is.
I'm going to do my best work. Yeah. So without further ado, enjoy.
I feel like I can say this because it's like the girlies, you know what I mean? Like it's the girlies here.
We're all friends here.
I always think about that episode and how I made you cut out your Deaf Noodles criticism, because I was like, we can't like criticize Deaf Noodles.
I had my finger on the pulse.
What has the show turned into? Because if you look at our journey, it's just insane. All in all, what I'm trying to say is thank you guys so much for your support. And if we ever get a little bit too bitchy, call us out, girlies. Okay,
stop saying girlies.
Now, you know, we need like a catchphrase that we can, you know, lay down.
Hey, girlies.
Yeah. Hey, girlies. Fun. You're welcome, girlies.
That's it for 50, girlies.
We have been going through it, girlies. Why are we cursed is my actual question for today. Let's just talk for a second. Okay, girlies, don't come for me yet. Girlies, if you don't know I'm right by now, then I don't know what to tell you. Because Janet is so wild and unhinged, it's easy to look at it all and be like, that cannot be real. You're being trolled, girlies. This is not a real lawyer. Oh, yeah, I guess it is, actually. So
we are still here.
We're here. We survived to tell the story.
We have made it to season 2.
Season 2, episode 101. So many people were like, please keep counting. Do not stop counting. We need you to keep counting.
I told you, the girlies want the count.
Don't Do not come for me, girlies. I mean, honestly, I never liked The Little Mermaid as a kid.
The music is so good though.
Holy fuck.
Here we are thinking that we had closed the door on our CCR saga.
We said goodbye.
We bid farewell. We're closing this door. The journey is over. The journey was not over. She wasn't ready to leave the party.
She busted through that door like the Kool-Aid man, and here we are again.
She went to like go shit talk with the girlies to talk about the girlies, but guess what?
They were girlies, and you didn't know it. This is too good.
Actually, before we go any further, do you want to tell them or should I?
I guess I'll tell them. There has been an update
The girlies are being sued.
in federal court.
Janet might have thought she was gonna kind of just like scare us into submission, but the girlies are ready to go to court.
We're gonna fight the good fight, girlies. We're going to court.
Also, there's 4 of us, so this GoFundMe is for our collective shared defense.
Everything will be linked below if you want to learn more about it.
Or you could just go to www.thegirliesvsjanet.com.
No, you didn't.
Maybe I did.
Are you serious? Oh my God.
You guys, the
Hello.
fucking GoFundMe, you're insane. If any of you donated and it was money that you could not donate, I am mad at you, but otherwise, thank you so much.
The girlies were like ravenous. You guys were ravenous for justice.
We have some messages from the 2 other girlies of the Girlies versus Janet, and they just wanted to express their gratitude to you girlies. Say girlies one more time, Lily. Oh my God, I hate myself. Jesse, this is all your fault.
We can't do much except express this extreme amount of gratitude that we all have to you, the girlies community, for showing up so hard and so fast.
Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.
Frivolous, baseless lawsuit. Like, you can't do that. That's not something that's acceptable, especially not in this community. You're telling the girlies that they can't talk. We love to talk. What are you trying to do?
Also, it's apparently not too acceptable or agreed upon in the lawyer community. They like go into it like, I don't know who any of these people are. And the like first line, they're like, oh, what?
My name is Ian Runkle. I'm a Canadian criminal defense and firearms lawyer. This is the case of Lauren Propson, also known as Lauren the Mortician. Her lawyer, Jeanette Braun. That's really unusual to have you and your lawyer suing somebody. Braun IP Law, all against Rebecca M. Day, Caffeinated Kitty, Lily Marston, and Jessica Vasquez. Someone posted the complaint on Twitter. I had a read of it, and I immediately went, oh, that's a hell of a thing to file. This one's a little wild.
1 week later.
Caffeinated Kitty and Becca Day and the Do We Know Them podcast. The girlies.
You're not drinking. You have a
No,
coffee.
I'm not drinking.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Sober girlies with their waters or whatever, tonics or San Pellegrinos. What do people drink? What kind of liquids are y'all munching on?
You're asking the wrong person.
Last episode was a very long episode. You would be surprised the amount I took out of that episode, yet it was still so long.
I want to tell all the girlies that I told her to keep as much as possible, so don't blame me.
I was like, I know, Lily, but there's only so many times we can fucking repeat ourselves. I like slammed an espresso martini right before we started filming, and I'm kind of low-key, like my heart's racing, and I'm just trying to keep it cool. Can you tell?
It's not working. It's gonna be an interesting episode. I feel like we're just having a conversation and we're not talking to the girlies.
I know.
Hi, girlies.
Hi, sorry. Me and Lily haven't seen each other in 2 whole days. That's a long time. We have a lot of catching up to do.
I still think it's so insane
That we were like lovers in the beginning of our friendship.
Well, that too. But that we haven't seen each other in literal years.
That freaks me out, honestly, when I think about it too much.
Hey, how do I get... Oh, I'm there! I was looking over here at this screen. Guys, this setup is diabolical.
Oh my gosh.
They deserve a trophy. Just saying.
Oh my God.
It's unreal. Like, Lily, hi, baby. I message her every now and again. I'm like, girl, you deserve an editing award.
I know.
This setup and everything is just like...
Isn't it crazy?
everything.
Yeah.
Love your podcast.
Thanks, girlie.
Bye, girlie.
Bye, girlie. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
He destroyed the whole background.
Well, no, but we can forgive him because he is the originator of Girlies.
Oh my God. Oh my God. She said we can forgive him because he's the originator of Girlies. You literally are. The reason we say Girlies is
very
because of
special
Alex
guest.
when we play Fortnite. Anyway, full circle moment.
Literally, that started because I was like, stop saying Girlies.
Now who says it the most? Mm-hmm.
Just like Janet. I explained it to someone one time. I was like, it started ironically, and I was like making fun of Jessie for saying Girlies, and then she would make fun of me back for saying Girlies, and then we just kept saying Girlies, and then the next thing I knew, we were saying Girlies unironically, and now we're the Girlies, you're the Girlies, everyone's the Girlies.
We're all the girlies.
Girlies, I wore my hair down for you.
She did.
Hi, Girlies. I did my hair again.
Yes, you did.
First, should we address the Girlies?
We gotta address the girlies. We gotta address the nation. Girly nation.
Hi, girlies.
Let's talk about it.
2 episodes ago, I forgot the fucking sign. Last episode, I forgot the number. Some of the girlies are upset.
I know. I saw that tweet
You saw a tweet. Did you go on Twitter?
very briefly.
Rare.
You girlies have your own opinions, and I respect it. Sometimes.
Hi, girlies. We are here
To beg.
we are here today. If you're new here, the GoFundMe is for the lawsuit we've been battling for the last 4 months.
I'm very fucking annoyed. Like, I don't want anybody to feel obligated, but if there are people out there, because I know that we've heard the sentiment from you guys, like, we will help. Like, I can give you $2, $1, but like, it all helps.
Which, by the way, can be found at www.thegirliesvsjanet.com. I welcome girlies.
Did we say what episode this is?
I did.
Oh, okay, thank goodness.
No?
You don't want to
I
disappoint
did.
anyone.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think you did.
133.
123. Oh, wait, 133?
Yeah.
Whoa. Damn, that's a good number. I like that.
Anyway, hello girlies. Should we start this off by saying you're amazing, as usual? Anyway, so I bought the 12 pack.
Oh, okay. Period. This is an espresso martini. I just want the girlies to know I'm not pregnant.
Someone said that Jessie wasn't drinking because she was pregnant, and I texted her it, and she goes, how dare they try and curse me? I rebuke them.
The whole point is, people are seeing what we're saying about them, and I'm not okay with it. All right? It is not something I like about this job, I will say.
It's not ideal.
It's not. I think we have to come out with Mean Girls merch, but that could be a huge copyright issue, and we're already going through that battle. Mean Girlies. I'll call Janet. I'll tell you what she says.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them? I'm Lily Marston, here with the other girl.
It's true. That's me.
Anyway, hi, girlies.
Hey.
Because the girlies are interested.
Guys, girlies, hello, everyone. One of our girlies, by the way, we love when people watch and they're like adults and have significant others who have like amazing jobs.
We love a
because
girly
that just
with
happened
connections.
recently. Literally.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them?
Brace yourselves. Just relax. Everybody relax. Take a deep breath. Girlies who don't like change, it's gonna be okay. But anyway, hello, girlies. Welcome back to the show. I don't know. Guys, we need a favor from you girlies. We're very excited to announce that. Do you know what we're announcing?
Oh, yeah. I was like,
You looked at me like you didn't.
What are we talking about?
Kind of scared for a second.
No, I got it. To the whoever's doubted us and said that we were going to fall short, no, we're not.
Those are the same people who said that we weren't going to make it to episode 13, let alone 179. So, we're here and we're ready to work. Okay, girlies, we're pumping out content like a well-oiled
We don't like to be doubted.
Honestly, the girlies are like a subscription. It's like an encyclopedia subscription that we have. Just get to tap into all their amazing brains whenever we want. Anyway, I think that's all we've got for you girlies. Long episode again.
Yeah,
just the norm nowadays. Hope you like it. You know what? The girlies that made it to the end, they're in for a little treat.
Let's go, girlies.
Anyway, thank you very much. And I'll leave you with the girls, with the girlies. I'll see you somewhere around the country.
We do have some topics today, including but not limited to the fact that Lily and I possess a great power. Every fucking time. There doesn't have to be anything that happens, but when I feel a weird vibe about someone, it's always confirmed. So I do believe in the power of vibrations. As my good girl Catherine McBroom always says, yeah, the girlies may not have evidence, we just have intuition. It is what it is, okay?
I said to someone, I was like, I'm beginning to think Jessie and I might be like witches or something.
That actually might be valid because every time we talk about something really bizarre happens with that topic after. And it's not even just because it's currently unfolding. It's like some weird...
No, we have like a weird manifesting situation happening. Yeah. And I mean,
that's
it's
our vibes.
Only working in our favor right now, but it could go south one day.
Oh God, Jesus.
Yeah, basically it's like an uncontrollable manifestation power that we don't know how it's going to manifest.
We're powerful manifestors, but we don't know how to control it at all. I absorb the vibes of people around me, for better or for worse.
And we don't have proof of that, but what we do have...
is vibes.
It's true. Vibes don't lie.
You don't know what our talents are about. Let me explain it to you. Basically, we have noticed a pattern where we will talk about something. Let's say it's something that hasn't been talked about in a long time. And after we talk about it, something happens with that topic. And we need to be careful with it because when you realize you have a power that we're twitches, you have to be cautious of how you utilize that because you can cause the world to end. Way before any controversy, way before, anyone even had a thought that Def Noodles could go south, Lily was on it. She had that vibe and she ran with it. Yeah, the girlies may not have evidence, we just have intuition.
I feel like I foreshadow a lot of this.
Literally. It's not that we are wishing anything, it's that our energies it's too strong. A Leo and an Aries unite to end the world. I think that's what's happening.
We've told you before that we're witches and everyone's like, oh, ha, you're No,
it's not funny.
We're really witches or we're psychics. I'm not really sure what to label it.
If this was the 1800s, we would be on a stake right now. Like seriously,
absolutely,
this is crazy. Back in the day, witch hunts, burn stake at the witch.
Burn witches at the stake.
What did I say?
Burn steaks at the witch.
I'm not feeling good. Witches are not all bad, you know. Just kind of keeping our heads down, just doing it. And now it's kind of just, I don't know, manifesting.
Like my witchy powers, I predicted that too, I believe.
Kind of the change I was feeling in my witch soul. Oh, this is, I don't want to say I told you so. Actually, I can't say that because I never told anyone.
It was like, you love saying I told you so.
I
What
do,
are you talking
I do,
about?
you're right. No, but I actually can't say that because I didn't say I told you so, but it's in my brain. Basically, what I'm trying to say is my vibes were correct again. Yeah, I thought it. I caught the vibes early. No, you really did, because he was well liked at that time, and he was the source that most people went to for news. So Lily just sat there being like, you're not funny. Like, what are you doing? Stop.
And you don't even hear about the stuff that, like, we don't tell you. I wish I could tell them about my vibes that were proven correct recently.
Oh, no, we can't say those vibes. Not yet.
No, we can't.
We have to hold on to that one.
One day we might be able to reveal, but there was something that I just stumbled upon recently from 2020, and I clocked someone's ass far before we realized, and
turned out to be a snake.
I want to tell you, but I can't. Anyway, sorry, move on. I say at one point, you know, I don't think that we will be, but how funny would it be if, like, we made a cameo in this? And fuck, there we are. We're now synonymous with Christy Carlson Romano lore. I like that.
As we should be, because we were
Clocked her. I told you, we read her like a book.
We clocked her. We really did, and it's my favorite thing that's happened on this show. If you doubt us at this point that we are the most powerful manifestors on the internet, that's a darn shame.
I just feel like that happens all the time. We say something, and then within a few days, something is happening with that person.
And you knew it. The witch spoke. She said you knew it.
Because, like, I feel like there's random stuff that even that I don't mention to you that, like, all have been, like, thinking about someone for the first time in years, and then, like, 2 days later, they message me about something, and I'm like, how did this happen?
I mean, I am a witch, but I'm not this kind of witch. I'm not Teresa Caputo. I don't sense anybody stepping forward.
Don't sell yourself short. Our vibes are always pretty spot on.
Not to say that we're psychic again, but
are we psychic?
I feel like it's a long video, too.
Okay, because he's not editing as much, and his commentary has replaced the clips.
I brought that up to you in the beginning. It was like the teleprompter was the downfall of all
But
of
it
this.
wasn't even that bad when you said that. Once again, you are a psychic.
I texted Jesse, random, but someone just sent me something that was an old pic of Nikocado Avocado, which prompted me to look at his YouTube, and he hasn't uploaded in 5 months. And then Jesse says, I knew that would happen one day. Only so long you could keep up that shtick. And I said, what if he just came back randomly skinny? And so the powers that be are at work. It's insane. So I narrowed it down to, it's like we're basically psychic.
Well, at this point, I don't know if we're psychic or we kind of make it happen. Because at that point, I think you're psychic. He had already lost the weight.
I think a lot of the time it had like whatever we're referring to has already happened.
True.
We just didn't know. But
when else has that happened? I know we did it with the Ace family getting divorced. Like, we talked about the Ace family, and then, like, the next day they were divorced.
The fucking Fairly Odd Parents.
What did we do? Oh, we relaunched the Fairly Odd Parents, yeah.
You might remember last episode, a lot of you were big fans of the Cosmo and Wanda reference. If there's a weird outline, it's because this sweatshirt's just too green.
Oh, well, you got to keep it on now because we're dedicated to our cosplay as
Cosmo and Wanda,
Yeah.
When I started looking for those assets, I Googled the Fairly Odd Parents, and 1 day ago, it said, was it the sequel is coming out?
They're like relaunching Fairly Odd Parents, essentially.
I literally was like, what do you mean?
You sent that to me like middle of the night, and I woke up like scared. Like, I was like, I don't know what kind of thing this is.
What are the odds? Like, that show has not aired in like decades. That one kind of creeped me out a little bit.
Yeah, that one was really good, actually. Thank you so much for that, Lily. Whatever it was, I just know it was so slay.
I hope it was great.
Yeah, I mean, shit, since we're just like putting it all out there for the 200th episode, I have a fun shout out of some girlies. Well, guy girlies, they're still girlies, right? Like, we've decided that?
I was going to say a girly and a guy girly.
A girly and a guy girly. Okay, so we were actually supposed to be a part of a girlie's proposal, okay? Her now fiance, reached out to us. His name is Lucas. Hi, Lucas. And he basically for like a month now was like, hey, I want to propose to my girlfriend at the time, Emery. They have a child together. Okay. It's already very serious. He's like, I'm ready to do this. And she's amazing. And I love her so much. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. And he's like, would you want to be a part of the proposal? Because she literally watches your show constantly. And unfortunately, the stars didn't align quite right. Like when he finally decided the night he was going to propose, it just was not on an upload date. And we had already filmed that episode and whatever. So he went ahead and he proposed. And then he sent us an email that was like, she said yes. And he was so excited.
We just wanted to congratulate them.
Yeah, literally, we just want to congratulate you guys. Lucas and Emery will put their picture up here. We are so happy for you. And sorry we couldn't be a part of the proposal, but maybe it was for the best. Maybe we would have fucked it up, okay? Maybe we would have literally made everything
too
worse.
Much pressure. That's why I never want to do like wedding videography or anything, because what if I ruin the moment?
No, totally valid. So everything happens for a reason, but Emery, if you're watching this, which he says you watch every episode, so if you're watching this, your soon-to-be husband really loves you and pays attention to what you watch and what you think is special. Like, he literally sent a bullet point list of like, she likes this coffee, like just fun facts about her. He's like, she's so amazing. She's the best mother to our daughter. I was like, And
even though it didn't work out that we were actually a part of it, we are honored that you wanted the girlies to be a part of it.
I know.
It was definitely a first. I don't think I've ever been asked to be
Well, that's why it stood out in my inbox. I was like, oh my God, you want us to be a part of this? But hopefully you guys had a beautiful night. It looks like she was so happy in the picture that he sent us. And yeah, we wish you guys a beautiful future and cheers to the happy couple.
Cheers. Oh my God, we need to do a good solid cheers.
Okay, ready? I'm focused.
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Cheers.
200, bitch. So we do have 2 topics, and I will let you choose which one you want to do, although I think I already know.
Let's go with my fave.
I knew it. Marlena, the TikTok robber. Or what are we going to call her? Miss Sticky Fingers?
Yeah, I was going to say the Target Bandit.
The Target Bandit. Oh, no, but she steals from Walmart, too. It's not accurate.
Oh, that's true. She doesn't discriminate. So, you guys, we thought that we were done with this saga.
Well, because we never get an update this close to when we talk about something. Like, it just never happens like that.
And typically, also, if someone gets arrested, you don't expect them to get arrested like 2 more times in the
2
next
days
month
later
for doing the exact same thing. But alas, that is what has happened.
This is fucking insane. It's so insane that when I saw it, I was like, no, that has to just be somebody confusing the old story of her getting arrested. Because mind you, we covered this whole story. If you don't know, we'll link it down below. But basically, this TikToker, Marlena Velez, she got arrested for shoplifting from Target. Her MO is that she goes into the store and she gets a barcode from a cheaper item and then she scans that instead of the actual item.
But here's the kicker. The things she was stealing were like home decor, holiday pillows, some purses.
Yes.
Then it's even more interesting when you look and see that she is a TikTok influencer known for her lifestyle content that features her nice apartment and nice decor and
her
just,
Target shopping finds.
What did I find out? That she called it her soft life.
Oh, her soft life. Yeah, Lily saw something where she was like, this is a day in the life of blah, blah, blah with a soft life. And then Lily was like, what the fuck is a soft life? Well, a soft life is literally someone that doesn't really have to work
it's not a hard
for
life.
what they have. And I mean, I guess she's not lying. She doesn't have to work hard for what she has.
She also seemingly doesn't need to be stealing home decor from Target based on the other videos I saw because girlfriend has money.
Does she?
Let's get with the update first. And then she has privated her TikTok. Finally, I'm surprised she left it up as long as she did.
Well, too bad, so sad, Marlena, because I could smell you from a mile away. I downloaded the video the night I saw it because I was like, she is going to delete something. And I even screenshotted the caption. And guess what? She's private now.
And
so,
guess what?
Bad.
While Jessie was doing that, I may or may not have gotten distracted and started scrolling through her TikTok. And that's when I found out she referred to her soft life as a soft life. And you could say that I maybe found a few favorites that I was like, I'm going to download these just in case. And wow, they are just chef's kiss. They aged like milk.
Well, what makes me so happy about this segment, and I mean, it is just ultimately the most delicious segment we've had in a while as far as updates go, because not only do we have the deleted video, or I don't know if it's deleted, but it's definitely privated, and we have it, and we have the caption, we have everything.
We have 2, actually.
We have video footage, HD, of Marlena in Target, zoomed in, showing how she steals, and I just love that.
She's caught me act, and I love it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm very excited.
The police are over her ass. class. They were just like, here's everything. This fucking bitch is on our last nerve.
I mean, I feel like in general in 2024, it must be pretty hard to be a habitual shoplifter, but especially when you're an influencer and you're like the whole reason she got caught to begin with is because you guys, she filmed herself doing it.
Right. So when they put up the picture of like, have you seen this woman? People were like, we have.
Well, and people were like, yes, I recognize her. But then the cops were like, oh, really? What's her name? And then they go to her TikTok and they're like, oh, this is a video of her in Target wearing the exact same outfit.
It is so embarrassing. Like, she's literally loading up all the shit that she just stole, filming herself doing it, and then making people subsequently, and that was the whole discussion we had, she's subsequently making people feel like shit about their own lives, presenting this life as like the ultimate aesthetic that people want.
Get ready, because I have
her,
her reasoning for why she does the content she does. We'll play in a bit. But also, I will say, the one sad thing about this is that her kids, she has kids, and that she like brought them, like they were present for said shoplifting, and just in general, I'm like,
well, first, I want to show her addressing her first arrest. So obviously it went viral. When people find out that a TikToker known for their aesthetic got arrested for shoplifting, it's gonna go viral. And it did. It was on the news.
Things for her aesthetic.
Yeah, it was literally just everywhere.
Also, I do want to correct you really fast and say, first arrest this year.
This year, yeah. She had just gotten off of probation for her previous arrest from stealing from Walmart in 2023. So, yeah.
And then also she had gotten charged with Grand Theft Auto, I believe.
She was 17. Yeah.
A few years
She's
earlier,
a habitual, like definitely there is some sort of mental kleptomaniac disorder. I don't know if that's an official diagnosis, but like she definitely has an issue and she like feels like she needs to compulsively steal. Now, I will say,
even
in the
right
footage
after she got arrested
of her in Target, like she's with her partner, whoever her baby daddy is, like he's there pushing the kids.
When we covered her in the last episode and I didn't know who she was and I asked you, I was like, does she have money? Like, and I didn't know what she stole either yet, but I was like, does she need to steal? It's like, is it like a necessity
I think
thing?
at this point you can't even argue that it's her needing to steal.
No, it's certainly not, because then when I started scrolling through her TikTok and doing a deep dive, oh my God, the things that they spend money on, it's absurd.
No. I'm sorry. I mean like need to steal, like a compulsive need to steal. Not like need to because of like...
I was referring to like out of like poverty.
No.
And like,
she seems fine.
That is the furthest thing that could possibly be happening because the amount of gifts and like unnecessary bullshit that they buy. Oh my God, I'll show you later. But like even the husband or boyfriend, whoever, the partner's birthday, the gifts she had laid out for him, the little girl's 5th birthday.
Well, who's to say she didn't steal those?
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. But no, they're very materialistic, big on presents, big on decorations. It's wild.
Before we continue, we really quickly want to thank our sponsor, Olive & June.
Olive & June is one of our favorite sponsors because they keep our nails all painted and pretty.
Yeah, and they do it in such a convenient way because they have systems that have everything you need to get salon quality nails at home. So like, for instance, their Mani system has everything from the polishes themselves to salon grade tools and products to like take off the nail polish and to soften your cuticles. Like it literally has everything you could think of.
And you can pick like what kind of polish you want. You can get like the long lasting ones, or my favorite, you can get the quick dry because they dry in like 60 seconds. And that's kind of crucial for people like me who have absolutely no patience and do things immediately after painting them.
And also I feel like one of their systems would be a perfect gift for the holidays.
It will. And right now, if you visit oliveandjune.com/DWKT, you can get 20% off your first system.
That's Olive and June, OliveandJune.com/DWKT for 20% off your first system. And thank you so much to Olive and June for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast. So this is Marlena addressing her first arrest this year.
Get ready with me to talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay, first of all, many things that I'm noticing, but the number one being her mugshot is framed behind her. So she thinks she's cute. She thinks she's funny. She thinks this is all a joke, which again, reminder, this is before she gets arrested again for shoplifting again. So...
And it's like,
it's just rich.
There's situations where, I mean, I think it's still not the classiest move, but like that people get arrested for things and have mugshots, but it's like, it was an accident, a one-off thing. They got drunk or like something unfortunate happened. But this is different. This is like, are you proud that you were
literally
shoplifting?
Well,
like,
and also
sober
it's like
with your kids?
you have 2 children living with you in your house right now. Are they not allowed in your room, or have they seen that photo and think that's funny? Maybe they don't know what it is specifically, but like, it's not
she tells them it's
cute.
a school photo.
I mean, she's in a fucking orange jumpsuit. It's just, I mean, and now we have
It's
an updated
wild.
one, girl, so you're gonna need 2 frames.
There's playing into a meme or like leaning into the hate you're getting, and this is not one of those situations where you should be doing that.
No. It's not funny. It's not cute. But
No.
she keeps going. I will warn you though. She doesn't address shit. So she's like, let's address the elephant
say
in the room.
anything.
She says nothing.
Get ready with me to talk about the elephant in the room.
Just gets ready. Shows all the makeup she stole got somehow. And literally does a full face of makeup in silence and thinks that's very hilarious. I don't know. She thinks she really slayed the house boots down with that one.
She does. And then the caption.
Yeah.
She says, all jokes aside, guys. First of all, no joke should be made right
literally.
now. Not a joking
I will
situation.
not put them
but
aside.
okay.
Thank you.
Just know my team is managing the situation and everything is okay. All caps. Girl, what team?
This pisses
And
me off.
What managing of the situation is going on?
And it just pisses me off because people that don't know the influencer world don't understand how not typical it is for someone to have a team. Like, you're not Jeffree
Literally,
Star.
unless you're like Liza Koshy, like you don't have a fucking team. Shut the fuck up.
You literally, your team is you and your husband, and you're both thieves.
And also, if you do have a team, fucking fire them if they thought that this was a
But
good
that's the thing, she doesn't. And if you do, which you don't, you probably got scammed into like signing some weird thing where you don't have to actually pay them and they're just like maybe taking some of your money every month or something. It's something shady and they're not an actual team.
She uses the same lawyer as Alex Earl.
Literally, it's like a subscription thing she got on Fiverr. I'm so confused.
Literally. But so yeah, her team is managing the situation.
Sure they are.
Quite well, as you can see. Is the team in the room with us?
They are not. No.
Just her mugshot. It says, my kids, my family, my home. I don't know why my is capitalized.
Seems aggressive.
Just
Yeah, I don't
for
know.
Home. It's like, well, do you not own that either? They're all okay. Despite the unfortunate situation that's unfolded, your continued love and support means everything to me. While there will be a time to discuss my wrongings.
Does she mean wrongdoings? I know I'm not one to come for someone who's grammatically incorrect, but
maybe her team could have.
They could have proofread it. Yeah.
There will be a time to discuss her wrongings. Now is not that moment. And it doesn't mean I don't want to speak on it or take accountability for my actions. Does the same thing.
Literally, I'm like, you did the same thing probably that same day. I'm fucking floored by this.
It means everything is still being dealt with in court, so I just asked to please respect that. I also want to be clear that this doesn't define who I am.
No, it does.
And it doesn't reflect the person I strive to be, but it does reflect the person you are now.
That makes no sense.
I do believe that we all make mistakes, and it's how we learn and grow from them that matters.
You first.
The context of knowing that she does it immediately after
Literally,
is
probably,
like,
I don't know
what is
exactly if it was this same day or the day after, but it was like that soon after she wrote this.
I mean, ever would be too soon.
Too soon.
But
Yep.
especially too soon. I'm committed to doing better, not just for myself, but for my family and all of you who've supported me. Moving forward, I hope to continue sharing my life on here with you. My ups, my downs, and the lessons I've learned along the way through all of this. That being said, for those of you who do still choose to support me, I want you to know that I appreciate you during this time. It truly means the world to me and hasn't gone unnoticed. Heart.
Who are those people in the room with us? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say, have people been supporting you? How would you know? Haven't your comments
I do
been
not
turned off?
understand. But shortly, and when I say shortly, I mean shortly, okay? Because that was like a few days ago that she wrote that, and she's already been arrested again. She stole again. I believe it was from Target, but it could have been from somewhere else. I mean, literally dumb as rocks. I'm sorry, but like, what do you mean?
When I heard this, I was kind of like, almost a little like, ooh, like this it might not be kleptomania. Like this is a cry for help. What is going on?
Okay,
like,
no, true. It's kind of, I know this is a completely different situation, but you know, remember when like Ned from Try Guys cheated and it was so obvious and in
where
public?
it's like just a like extreme level of very public self-sabotage.
Like you knew that was going to happen. So why'd you do that? You're obviously self-sabotaging in
like,
some very concerning way.
Why did you want this to happen?
Yeah.
What are you trying to get out of it?
Besides psychoanalyzing her, because quite frankly, I don't care enough, this is the footage. This is the footage of her stealing. Lily has not seen it. I'm so excited to show you. And don't worry, it zooms in.
I don't think I would have sympathy either way, but I would at least maybe entertain the thought of like something is going on. Like I would be a little more concerned if she didn't post that fucking video and that caption. And then also there's another one that she posted too, where it was like to music, or no, it was to a sound. And it was like, a Kardashian one. I downloaded it. We can watch it after. But like the way she reacted afterwards showed me much more about her than I felt like even the stealing itself.
Yeah, I don't know. And she looks super smug in what we're watching. Like, this is such a smug
the weird
shot.
creepy smile.
Like, this is just insane. How are you going to be smiling or smirking in your mugshot when you have 2 fucking kids who can't talk to their mom because you're in jail? Give me a fucking break. Anyway,
For
this
the
is
second
her
time in
stealing.
1 month.
So it starts with her going in. She's with her son. And that's her partner behind her with their other child. And this is her going up to the register. This is a Target. This is a different day. Yeah, no, it was from Target because look at her outfit. It's not the same one. And then it's going to zoom in. This is how she does it. So she has her items and you see how she's just holding the barcode in her hand. Like, she's not grabbing the actual barcodes of the clothes. She just has a stray barcode that's like a tiny little, looking like a little ticket. And then she'll scan something. So she's scanning the ribbon because
Like
it's cheap.
Yeah.
And then here you go. There she wanted to buy that tree.
What?
So she uses
That
the
wasn't
same
even
barcode.
discreet.
No, that's what I texted you. I'm like, she's not smooth with it. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
How
like,
long have you
even-
been doing this again? Because you're bad.
When we found out that like this was her method, I feel like we were thinking like she was putting stickers on, like she was switching the stickers or something in the store. So we were saying maybe that's how they caught her. So it wasn't during the checkout process.
Homegirl comes in with fucking
But no,
7
no.
barcodes just shoved in her pocket, like waiting
Well,
to
that's
scan
like,
them.
wouldn't you try and like go off to the side and do it first? Like, what is this?
And I'm not
Except,
giving
like,
anyone
wanting
advice
to
on how
get
to
caught.
steal, but wouldn't you hold it to the barcode of the item?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Put it on the
It's
barcode.
like the barcode's here and then her hand's here and she's just like, beep, beep. Like, why aren't you putting them together?
Like when she's grabbing the clothes, go do it over there. I'm, again, not telling people how to steal,
literally,
but
this
it's
is
like,
not legal
come on.
advice. I'm scared. But
It's just
also, I didn't
weird.
watch the end of this. Apparently, the Cape Coral police released video of her being arrested.
Oh, stop.
So I'm gonna need you to put your hands behind your back.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, gee!
Why are you shocked?
Don't fight it.
I have to put
Hold
shoes
on. I will
on.
talk to you in a second.
don't.
All right? Just give us a second. Just give us a
Well,
second.
this is why I told you. Call, Sydney.
I don't know what the fuck Sydney's gonna do.
Call my dad, call my grandma,
it's her team.
call my lawyer now.
Take a seat. We'll have a female officer here in a second.
Oh, is it ridiculous? You've stolen like thousands of dollars at this point, lady.
I always find it fascinating when people are like, have so-and-so call my lawyer. I'm like, do you have a lawyer, like a criminal lawyer on retainer? Like if she has her quote unquote team that she alleges, the entertainment lawyer wouldn't be someone that you would call in this situation. So like, I always think it's interesting when people have like a lawyer that's like prepared for this kind of situation readily available. Like if I was arrested for something, I don't have a lawyer to call.
Yeah, I don't know. She's completely delusional. The Cape Coral police put out another statement because they're over her shit. And they said...
They love social media.
They do. They said on Saturday, November 30th, 2024, at approximately 11:20 hours, I will never understand military time ever a day in my life. Don't you try to teach it to me in the comments. I don't want to learn it. Officers working for the Cape Coral Police Department were dispatched to Target, located at blah, blah, blah. Officers met with Target's loss prevention staff who advised that on November 20th, a known repeat female suspect, that about describes her. Yep, that sounds right. Entered the store and selected items that were listed for sale. Once at the self-checkout register, the female suspect did not scan some of the items, but rather scanned a false barcode instead of the real barcodes on the merchandise, which is her MO. 16 items of miscellaneous household goods and clothing were stolen. The total loss of the stolen items is valued at $225. So she's stealing, okay, a couple hundred, right? But she's done it so many times that at this point it's like grand theft. Officers recognized Marlena from a prior arrest and were able to positively identify her.
Via
Officers
her
were also
TikTok?
able to positively identify Velez after reviewing the security video footage from the case and observing the wallpaper picture on Velez's phone. Oh, period. Investigation. Come on. The picture was the same one that was posted on Marlena Velez's Instagram account with her and her family. Oh my God, she's so dumb. And it's the same wallpaper picture from the previous case. Furthermore, in this case, an adult male, her partner, was present with her during the theft. The male has a distinct, unique tattoo on his left arm that is the same tattoo shown on a male that is shown in some of Velez's TikTok videos. They responded to her address and placed her under arrest, and she was shocked. Shooketh. She
Well,
could not
also,
believe
like,
they were there.
They're leaving out that like the first one, I mean, this I guess is about the second one. Maybe she didn't vlog this one, but I'm like, that she had TikToks of her doing it.
Insane. And also, this is like petty theft is what this particular charge is labeled, but I'm like, can't they fucking add them all up? because they're from the same place.
I don't know what the threshold is to like make it considered.
I know, but she's on her way up, is what I'm saying. She's on her way to grand theft.
If not now, next time.
Literally, I cannot. But yeah, that was the fun little update of Marlena getting arrested.
Okay, we're not done yet. Let me pull up my videos.
We have 3 topics. How many videos you got, girl?
They're quick, but they're funny.
Okay.
And
all right. Then I will allow.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So first we're watching the Kardashian voiceover from her.
Yes. So this was like uploaded around the same day as that other one we watched.
Because it still has the mugshot in the background. So that makes sense.
I just don't have the energy for this. I am unsubscribing from this drama.
Instead, I'm going to go steal one more time. Just one more time.
But I do have the energy to shoplift from Target.
Jesus Christ.
Again.
Like, literally, you seem to have the energy, girl, because I could never.
Keep in mind that we read in that caption how she's going to show people like the good and the bad and everything she learned moving forward. Keep that in mind when we watch this.
I have a bunch of new followers, and I feel like I've never actually introduced myself on here, so I figured I'd do it now. My name's Marlena. I'm a stay-at-home mom to 2. On my page, you'll see a lot of days in my life vlog, morning, night routines, and a little bit of home and fashion inspo. One thing I always see in my comment section is, you make it look so easy. How do you do it? And I just want you guys to know that I only share the positive things on here. And I kind of want to explain why. So first, I don't want to post anything that's going to embarrass my kids. I don't want to post the tantrums, or why they're crying, or them fighting, or anything like that. Which does happen, but I would never want to post that. Second, I don't think about recording in those moments because I'm just so focused on taking care of it. And the third thing is that I firmly believe constantly consuming content that only acknowledges the hard parts and highlights the negatives, as if that's the truest and only real experience of being a mom, shapes overall perspective and feelings towards it.
Basically, she's saying that like the content you watch shapes perspective. So she only wants to show the positive stuff because people only show the negative stuff. And like, first of all, I feel like rarely do people show only the negative stuff. And 2, do you not realize that you're shaping perspective by making people think that you have this perfect life when you literally are like self-sabotaging yourself? And
yeah, it's
like,
kind of, it aged like milk. Left on the counter. Because what do you mean you don't want to embarrass your kids? You take them along while you shoplift and your partner pushes them and watches you do it. Both of y'all are little bitches, in my opinion. Because what do you mean? But anyway, let's see what else. What other wisdom she has to share with us.
But the content you consume can keep you in that negative headspace, and honestly, that's with anything. Make sure the content you're consuming is also beneficial, not just relatable to the ugly parts in life. Motherhood can be so hard and draining, but I think romanticizing the little things helps slow things down and is a reminder that these days are fleeting. Give yourself some grace.
By making people think that the materialistic things will help you.
No.
Like, what the fuck?
This is literally the polar opposite of what we were saying in our last episode. The polar opposite. Because I was saying, be careful about the content you consume when it's people trying to sell you this aesthetic, when it's not real. And like, it is dangerous to strive to be something that is unattainable. Like, maybe for some people, if you're a Kardashian or something, then you can buy whatever the fuck you want. And even then, I don't think that that's as glamorous as people make it out to be. I think it's quite miserable, actually. So I think that that is so weird. Like, romanticize. I'm not going to romanticize my daughter shitting her pants. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, what do you mean?
Well, there's a difference between like romanticizing simple or like mundane moments in your life and
what
then
does it even mean, actually? Like, wait, hold on. What does it mean, romanticizing?
Like, if it was like a rainy day and you were just cleaning, that it's like, that's not actually usually
it just like
fun.
Is it just like putting on headphones to drown out the cries of your kids and just be like,
literally, it's like, you know, when you're little and you like look out the window and pretend like you're in a movie, like that.
Wait, so it's like literally being delusional?
People do it in a way that's not so like consumerism based and like all about just like material items, but it's like romanticize your life where it's like doing simple things like going to get coffee or something and you're like filming it as if it's like more cinematic
so weird.
and stuff.
I'm sorry.
If people want to do that, sure. I'm not going to judge them, but there's a difference between that and like what she's doing, which is like literally like, look at how perfect my life is and this is normal for me. And it's like, is it?
Literally, I mean, and I have so much fun with my friends and stuff, but like when Alex came with Kelton and my cousin Benji, we were all just like hanging out and then Kelton will come inside and he'll be like, man, last night was a movie. And like we all just like joke about, I guess, romanticizing life where it's just like, We were all just playing a board game and it was fun and we had so much fun. But like that notion of just like last night was a movie, like what even happened? Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a little bit interesting.
But I think for some people, it helps them
cope.
Yeah, literally.
Okay,
I was like, it's
period.
a coping mechanism, I think.
Period.
Sure.
I love that.
Again, hers, though, is not even based in just like romanticizing her life. It's romanticizing this lifestyle. Her soft life specifically.
I was literally just going off on romanticizing life in general. Her talking about romance, that's insane. Like the irony is just crazy.
And the fact that she starts this video by being like, hi, I don't usually talk on here. Like no one really knows who I am. I'm like, yeah, because you don't make it about you. You make it about the fucking perfect soft life you live. But a good example of that soft life, here's her husband's birthday, boyfriend's birthday, partner's, whoever, the guy in her life. Says, POV, he works on his birthday, so you set up a surprise for him to wake up to before work. Look at these gifts. She's big into shoes. That's always a common gift for everyone in her life.
God, what are those? They're fugly.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Look at that. She just puts in $400 worth of Visa gift cards. I'm like, you couldn't have used those at Target, or did you steal those too?
She definitely couldn't have stolen them because they do have to scan them.
They do have to activate them, yeah. The amount of money that she's just putting on the counter right now so casually, and I'm like, you stole $250 worth of home decor?
No, honestly though, this is so fucking stupid. I'm sorry, and I am a hater. But what do you mean you're giving your man $400 under one of those breakable hearts? Like, that's your money. It's both of your money.
I always think it's weird. I'm like, you're getting him gift cards? Like,
first of all, gift cards are the bottom of the barrel gifts.
Yeah, well, and even if it's his money, like, you're getting him a gift. It's the thought, like, you went out of your way to get him something you want. What the fuck is this?
Literally, me and Nassim, we share everything. The thought is like, we thought of what to get you for your present, and then we made it a whole thing. That's what makes it special.
Yeah.
The fuck am I going to get him a gift card for? Might as well just give him his debit card. Like, what do you mean?
It's so weird to me. And then also, there's like Dior bags. And
no,
like,
it's literally to show, oh my God, I'm giving my man thousands of dollars in presents. Fuck off. That means nothing.
But then have to shoplift at Target.
It's so embarrassing when you put that into it. Why is everything black too? Kind of like, it looks like a funeral. Anyway.
Fits her aesthetic. But like, that is just one of so many. That was like one of the most egregious ones. But like, even it was like her daughter's 4th birthday. And it was like, filling her room with a new bike, new shoes, new this, new that. I'm like, it just blows my mind. And again, clearly she's not stealing out of any kind of necessity.
No.
Because of, 1, the item she's stealing, and 2, because clearly they have money. But I'm just like, what is happening? It's
bullshit.
Why?
And I do feel bad for her kids because, first of all, getting your kids anything and everything they want, although like, I do like to, if my kids want a toy and they ask for it, like I like to get it for them. That's great.
She takes it to a new level though. One of the other ones I downloaded was her doing like a pool day, and literally she sets up an inflatable pool for them, but not just an inflatable pool. There's also an inflatable arch, an inflatable, like not like balloons, like they're like pool floaty kind of style balloon. Literally as if she's doing like a fucking baby shower photo
That's
shoot.
insane. It is sad because they're not going to learn to appreciate little things, and that's sad. That makes me sad for them, but that also makes me sad for them that their mom is literally a habitual kleptomaniac who is in prison constantly, or jail. Not prison. Not yet, but she is gonna, we were talking about this on text, we're like, she's gonna be on house arrest or something. They're gonna have to stop her somehow because she's obviously not willing to stop.
I was like, hope you love being a stay-at-home mom because you're gonna be stuck at home pretty soon.
Literally. But I was just in Amelie's bedroom because we just made her a big girl bedroom for her to sleep in. Fingers crossed. We really hope she's gonna start sleeping in her own room. And she was looking around it today and she goes, Mommy, thank you for my bedroom, and thank you for painting the walls, and it's so beautiful, and thank you for the curtains. And I was like, look at this big, beautiful bedroom. Oh, a beautiful bedroom. But literally, like, yes, you can get your kids everything that's beautiful, but it is so amazing to have children who understand that, like, their parents work for things, and this is, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just like, here you go, baby, here's your, like, amazing bike that you didn't ask for, and it's in your bedroom
or like,
now.
for example,
like, what?
Their first day of school baskets, or their Halloween baskets, and it's just filled with unnecessary shit.
Back in my day, your only Halloween basket was the candy you got because you worked the town to freaking get it.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Too damn bad.
And one of the things that I always feel bad for with situations like this, where like the pool thing with the arch, for example, like she didn't get that for the kids. She got that for the aesthetic so she could film a video. And it's like, how much of the kids' lives are dictated by her aesthetic and not what they actually want?
Well, look at her at the end of the night in her closing shift, putting away all of their dinosaurs and in little clear bins and everything goes away and everything's
God,
perfect.
the amount
You
of
think they could
storage
play
containers. Honestly, I could stand to have a few more storage containers and get my life a little more organized. But it's weird. Like the amount of like unpacking she does and like it's just unnecessary organizing.
Well, and you
said
said it, you're like, where's all their shit? Like they have shit, obviously. I mean, she steals a lot, but also that is indicative of probably the life that the kids live. It's very much like, put this away, put your stuff, clean this, do that. I can't stand that shit. You have kids. Once you have kids, you live the life of a raccoon. It is what you're supposed to live and it is who you are because it allows children to be themselves. Yes, like if Amelie drops something, I'm like, hey, can you please go throw that in the trash? Or if Noah drops something, go throw that in the trash. But dude, come the fuck on. You're not going to let their little dinosaurs stay on the nice. Like I love when my kids go to sleep and I see their little toys and I'm like, oh, good night, dinosaurs. Bye. Like, it's just,
at the end of the day, there's just no joy in any of her videos.
She gives beige mom.
It's just like,
aggressively beige mom. And also when you tie in her kleptomania, it's just quite the story. Anyway, okay, moving on because we do have 2 more stories. Which one do you want to do next?
We will, I'm sure, be back for another update someday.
No, literally, I'm scared. Like next week? Like what's going on?
Hopefully not soon. So a lot of people tagged us in this and I don't really know anything about it, but people kept calling her 17 diapers mom.
That is correct. The 17 diaper mom. There is an order of operations here though, because there is a way that this all happened and she has been in now, I would say, 3 main controversies. So we're going to cover all of those because we've been tagged in each of these as they've happened over the months, but we just haven't covered them because either we haven't had time or it's just kind of slipped through the cracks. But she's been on the docket, if you will. Like we've been wanting to cover her for a while. But also,
in
my head.
What I've gathered is that she hasn't been like canceled from all these controversies, that she's had a lot of people defending her. But this most recent one has very much turned the corner for a lot of people. And they were like, I can't believe I was defending her. Oh my God.
So it's actually weird. She has a weird online digital footprint so far. The first one that she ever did, which by the way, we're talking about Nurse Hannah. If you've heard about Nurse Hannah on TikTok, her username is Hannah Blatt. Halat. We're just going to call her Hannah.
I didn't realize she was a nurse.
Yeah, she's a traveling nurse. And I think she works in like long-term care, which I think may be elderly people. I don't know, but she's a traveling nurse. And the first controversy she went through, which we're going to cover, she was definitely not defended at all. I feel like people were like, what the fuck are you doing? And then the second one she was defended. And then the third one, now people are like, okay, never mind, bye. Like she has had a weird...
It's people like saying, they're going back to the second one saying, never mind, I retract my support.
Correct. So we'll go back to her first controversy to do this in order. And she was pregnant around 25 weeks. And she posted about how she was not seeking prenatal care, which obviously for a nurse drew a lot of
interesting choice
questions. And people were like, wait, what? So this is the original post.
I'm 25 weeks pregnant or so. Haven't been to the doctor one single time. So I don't really know. So yeah, literally could be having twins. Don't even know it. Also, I don't really plan on going to the doctor anytime soon. I just honestly don't feel like it's that necessary when you're pregnant. Now, you guys might think I'm crazy. Oh, you're a nurse and you don't go to the doctor. Oh, you're a nurse and you're anti-doctor. I'm not anti-doctor. I just don't think it's that necessary. Like, I feel fine. Baby's growing. I trust my body to grow a baby. Like, what do you think they did back in like 1920?
They died. So just so you know that. It's the same with like the measles and stuff. They're like, what do you think they did about the measles back then?
They died.
Yeah. They just died from it. You know?
It was like, didn't you play the Oregon Trail? Dysentery.
Literally, like people would die when they got like a cough.
Yeah, literally.
I would have been long gone. I've gotten so many illnesses in this home from these children. I mean, come on.
You would. But also, so again, like the way she was just volunteering this information and like very proudly so.
One thing you need to know about Nurse Hannah is that everybody, I mean, not everybody, but I would say 90% of people assume that she is a rage baiter. Like people are dead set on the fact that she just creates rage bait and she's not being genuine about any of this because of the way she does it. The way she delivers the information is so like overly confident and kind of like, I don't know, not talking down to you, but just being like weird in the way she delivers it.
You're all stupid, I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, it's just very strange. Like for a nurse to say this and be like, well, prenatal care isn't that important. What do you mean? Even people who are very holistic and who want to have like home births, they literally want to fucking give birth in their tub, which is their right. Get midwives to do prenatal care. It is important to track growth. It is important to know if your body is experiencing some stress. Like, yes, you can trust your body, but like I trusted my body and I miscarried. Like that's not how this works. Like it's just not.
Well, and it also just seems like not that she should be avoiding getting the prenatal care anyway. Like that's a weird decision, But also, like, as a nurse, to be like promoting the idea that you don't have to is weird.
Yeah, 100%. And also just the way that she's doing it is like, I just don't think it's that necessary. You would think she would elaborate a bit more considering her medical training.
It gives the feeling that she doesn't really feel like medicine is as necessary. I guess maybe
she's speaking like a QAnoner, which is wild for a nurse.
Yeah, that.
You think they're going to the doctor like 10, 15 times while they were pregnant? No. Last time when I was pregnant with my son, I didn't go to the doctor until I was about 25 weeks. That time it was because of like insurance problems, but I think I just learned that it's not that necessary. My symptoms are manageable. I don't really get that sick. And I trust my body to know how to grow a baby. A lot of people think I'm crazy because they're like, oh, what if it has like health conditions and you don't even know? What does that have to do with anything?
What?
That wouldn't change my decisions or anything. Like it doesn't matter to me.
This hurts my brain.
Okay, so I'm so not well versed in pregnancy or health conditions of fetuses or anything, but like, is there ever a situation where you would be doing something actively to like either like help prevent something or like to interfere or...
When you're 20 weeks pregnant, you get a scan, okay? It's an ultrasound and it is super in depth. They're looking for everything. They're not just looking because a lot of people are like, oh, that's when you find out if they have Down syndrome or not. No, they're looking for anything, any sort of condition that they may have that you can anticipate a life-threatening situation. So I'll give you an example. There's certain like trisomy conditions. I think like trisomy, I don't know, 13 or 11, or I don't fucking know the number. I'm so sorry. But there are certain trisomies where like upon giving birth, the babies usually have hours to live. Okay. Those are things that you can expect and then you can almost prepare yourself for in a way that it is very heartbreaking, but you can prepare yourself for. But that is not all. There are things like gestational diabetes where you do like a sugar test around, I don't know the weeks that it is done at, but it's done where you drink a sugar thing and then you get your blood tested and you see if you have gestational diabetes. Because if not, you can have a lot of complications during birth. There are things like strep B where they literally stick a Q-tip in your booty hole, and I've had it done to me twice. And they will test if you have strep B, because if you do, they will have to give you antibiotics through an IV, which I had to have with Noah. And if they don't do that, you pass strep to the child upon birthing them and you could kill them. Like, it's
so
crazy.
there are preventive measures that she could be taking if there's certain conditions, because that's
100%.
She's acting like it's just like an inevitable situation where it's like, well, if something's wrong, nothing I can do. So like, I guess we'll figure it out then.
Dude, I'm even thinking of like, what is it? Preeclampsia. If you don't know you have preeclampsia, you and your baby could die. Like, yes, trust your body, but that could come on suddenly. Like, it's just insane.
Not even things for just you to be doing during the pregnancy, but like for the doctors to prepare for during delivery and
Absolutely.
stuff.
And even let's say your kid has a condition. I've seen it happen many times where kids will have like a heart condition where they will need surgery as a newborn, like literally rush to surgery immediately after birth. And that saves their life. I just think that it's insane to pretend that these scans and things are just like for funsies. No, they're not. They're to make sure that you're prepared or can do whatever you can to make sure you and the baby are both healthy.
That she's kind of making it out to be as if it could be something that you prepare for like emotionally, but there's not any kind of like physical
She's almost like
intervention
treating it as if the only thing that you can get is like a Down syndrome diagnosis. And it's like, well, I'll love my baby anyway.
Where it's like, well, I'll find out when it happens.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's like,
that's not how this works. And she's a fucking nurse. I've only been pregnant
so she knows
3
that.
times.
Yeah.
And I know more about it than she does. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, you should know these things. I mean, not all nurses learn everything about every field. I get that. She's not a labor and delivery nurse, but come on.
But being a nurse, she should not be so like, well, my last pregnancy went fine, so like then now all of them will. Like, she should be fully aware that not every pregnancy is going to be identical, especially like once you have more than one kid. I feel like that is when different complications start arising.
I can't believe that she is a medically trained professional. I will just say.
And is saying all this with like so much with her chest.
So much.
Before we go any further, we have a word from our second sponsor, Honeylove.
I will give you one guess on whether or not I'm wearing a Honeylove bra right now.
I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah, I am. It's true. And I'm always wearing a Honeylove bra. If I'm wearing a bra, it's Honeylove. It is the most comfortable bras I have ever worn. I cannot say it enough. They have no underwire. They smooth my back fat. They're just so comfy. It feels even comfier than a sports bra, and it provides support. The girls look good. I mean, what else can I say?
They're also known for their shapewear, and between that and the bras, it's supported for all body types. And in addition to shapewear and bras, they also have leggings, they have tank tops, they have loungewear. They have you covered for all categories.
So treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market and shop Honeylove's holiday sale and save an additional 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/DWKT.
That's honeylove.com/DWKT for 20% off.
And after you purchase, they're going to ask you how you heard about them, and it helps us out a lot if you let them know the Girlies sent you. And thank you so much to Honeylove for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast.
This baby will be loved regardless of complications, health problems, anything like that. I literally could be having twins, don't even know it. I'm like 25-ish weeks pregnant. Based off of getting pregnant in January, puts me at like a September-ish due date. So that's what we're going with. So basically, whenever I go into labor, will be when I go into labor.
Amazing.
Is she implying that she has no plans to go to the doctor at all before the water breaks?
That is absolutely what she's implying. Yes. So then we have Jen, who you've probably seen her on your For You page, have you not? Jen Hamilton.
Yeah.
She likes the chickens. Haven't we put her as a We Love the Internet once or twice with the chickens?
I don't think I've seen any chickens, but
she has a thing with chickens. I don't know. Okay. Anyway.
No, but I have seen her pop up for a few different things.
Yeah, so she came up because she is a labor and delivery nurse. So she replied to her when she saw this, and then Hannah replies to her. So we'll watch Jen's response first.
Hey, buddy. Labor and delivery nurse here. So I just want to have a chat. Nurse to nurse. So I'm a labor and delivery nurse, and I know that your experience is in long-term care. So things like nursing homes and that kind of stuff. There is so much about long-term care that I do not know. And if I was going to be in a situation
I'm sorry, I'm dead because she's doing the gentle parenting thing. She's just like,
it's like she's really being very kind.
Yeah, she is. We'll skip forward a little bit, but she gentle parents her a little bit and is just like, you see, like, I don't know everything. You basically don't know what the fuck you're talking about is what she's trying to say.
Yeah. Now, one of your points was, well, what did they do back in the 1920s because they weren't going to the doctor all the time?
Mm-hmm. They die.
In the 1920s, 900 women lost their lives out of 100,000 births. That is insane. Now, we still have a ways to go with maternal mortality in the U.S., but maternal mortality now is 22.8, I think, out of 100,000. And one of the reasons that we've had such a stark decrease in maternal mortality is getting really good prenatal care. Even some of the crunchiest women who are wanting to have home births and everything still, most of the time, get prenatal care, even if it's with a midwife. Like I said, I want you to make your own informed and empowered decisions. One of the pieces of information that I want you to know is that babies of mothers who do not get any prenatal care are 5 times more likely to die than those who get prenatal care. And I don't say that to scare you. I say that to help you understand that it is a very important thing. Now, you mentioned that if there's something wrong with the baby, it's not going to change the fact that you love that baby. That is not the reason to find out about anomalies. It is so you can get the care that you need for your baby at the time of birth. We have had babies born with cleft lips and cleft palates, and we are prepared for what happens at birth for a baby born with a cleft lip or palate because we have the team available there. And if you deliver at a hospital that doesn't have that higher level of care and we're not expecting it, it can be tragic. It's important that you know if you have gestational diabetes. And guess what? Anyone with a placenta can have gestational diabetes. I've cared for someone just this week with no risk factors, completely normal weight, gestational diabetes. And having gestational diabetes increases your risk of stillbirth, increases your risk of shoulder dystocia, increases your risk of your baby having respiratory issues at birth, which
Hannah sees this and responds.
Oh my God.
I'm 25 weeks pregnant, haven't gone to the doctor. I'm not on here bragging about it. Let's talk about it.
You kind of were.
You were.
I kind of felt like you were.
Yeah, literally, you had the most pompous attitude, and it's interesting because it does change so much.
I might be having twins
in this video. Yeah, she's like, I just don't think it's that necessary. Like, I'm just really don't think so. So don't get on here.
I think my body can handle it.
I'm being serious when I say I did not think that video was gonna go
the way
that it did.
They never do.
I thought, maybe people might disagree with it, but not that much. I did not think it was gonna be that big of a deal. If you are lucky enough to be on an insurance program,
you don't think
where you have to pay
prenatal care is a big deal either. So,
oh my God, did you hear what she said?
If you are lucky enough to be on an insurance program where you have to pay $0 a month, or if you have to pay $0 to have a procedure done, or pay $500 to have your child born. I've had friends that pay $0 to birth their babies, and I've had friends that have paid $500. But then we are not that fortunate, you know. You have to qualify for programs like that, and we, however, do not qualify for those. So our only other option leaves us, I've talked to insurance companies, and the only quotes they ever give me are ones for like an out-of-pocket deductible or out-of-pocket max with like $13,000, and then there's your deductible on top of that, and that is what I cannot afford. I'm not neglecting my baby. I check my vitals every day. I check my blood sugar frequently. I eat healthy. I'm doing the best that I can. I know it's a hard situation, but I'm doing the best I can. I appreciate all your guys' concern. I really do. And
sure you do.
I'm like being genuine when I say that. I really do appreciate all your concern. I didn't think it was going to go the way that it did. But I'd like to inform you guys that I do have an ultrasound scheduled on Tuesday. I scheduled it yesterday. I was at work, and it's a miracle because I saw this bright pink van driving by. It's a Planned Parenthood thing, right? And it said free ultrasounds, and I called to see if they do ultrasounds for
so fucking crazy to me. Actually, it's actually fucking crazy.
If it was about like because obviously we've talked about before how fucked the healthcare system is here and how much everything costs, and like I could literally be like dying and I'm not going to call an ambulance because it's going to cost like a year's salary. Yeah. But that's not how she was framing that first video. She was framing it like, I'm fine, I don't need the doctor.
I have no other way to look at this video than to just feel like I'm being gaslit right now, because what do you mean? You literally told us, who cares? Like it's really not necessary. And if there's anything that not getting prenatal care with my first pregnancy taught me, it's that you don't need it. Like, what is this? And I'm confused.
She's now trying to do like also get the sympathy card. Like, I just can't afford it. And it's like, then it would have been a weird, if that really is the case, that is sad and obviously a bigger conversation with the healthcare system. But the way she presented it, like, why would you present it at all if that was the issue? Like, why would you broadcast it in that way? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I think it's interesting that she mentioned that she knew people were going to be mad by the video.
Yeah, of course she did.
Then
that's why people think she's a rage baiter.
Exactly.
I was like not considering options like that, you know, if I can still... if they'd be willing to give me an ultrasound. They said that they would love to, so I'm actually going in on Tuesday to get an ultrasound done. I don't know how diagnostic this is going to be. I don't know how thorough. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't really know what to expect. I'm just very grateful that it's able to get done.
Why? It's not important.
Yeah, I was going to say, it clearly wasn't important enough for you to seek out options if you couldn't afford it. You just needed to wait until a van drove by and you were like, oh, cool.
Also, I'm not trying to like presume that I know her financials, but I mean, well, I kind of do because she does boast about them in a second. But it's just insane to me because like I got my ultrasounds done, but then also I got multiple elective ultrasounds done at like an ultrasound place, and they charge like $50. And I'm not saying that that's nothing, but I'm saying that a lot of people could probably afford $50 to get an ultrasound.
Yeah.
And it's like super in depth and you're seeing like 3D photo. Like, I just think that her pretending that this is like her only means to get an ultrasound because she's just living in poverty and this is it. This is my only chance. That's bullshit because you're a nurse. You make good money.
Even like the minimum of care she could have been seeking out is not comparable to like what most people are talking about when they can't afford healthcare.
No, literally. I mean, my grandmother had no prenatal care with one of my uncles, and she had to go to a hospital in labor and then be transferred to another hospital because that hospital didn't accept people that didn't have insurance. And she had to go and give birth in Jackson Memorial, which is a hospital in Miami that accepts you if you don't have insurance. And like, people do have to do that because they don't have the means. I get that. But I don't think that's her case. And I mean, it was clear that that wasn't her case in the first fucking video because she was like, I just don't want to do it. And now you're pretending that this is like the chance of a lifetime when you always could have done it. Yeah. Even if it's one ultrasound, even if it's going to an elective place that does those 3D ultrasounds for $50.
Also, when she was referencing like the prices and saying like $13,000, like $13,000 for what?
She's talking about her deductible. But that is a very, very bad deductible.
But also, if you don't have insurance, what is the out of pocket to go have a few appointments?
A lot less than $13,000. I will tell you that. Yeah. So I think that she didn't explore her options because she didn't think it was important. Like, I think that that's
clear. She very much explains that she does not think it's important.
Exactly.
And like, again, brags about it for some odd reason.
On insurance, hopefully by the end of the month. So, It's not that I'm neglecting it and I'm just being lazy and I just don't care. I sit on hold with insurance companies for hours and hours and days on end. Trust me, if I could have gone to the doctor, I would have gone when I was 6 weeks pregnant, you know? I would have loved to go back then. But if you don't struggle with insurance and you are just so blessed and fortunate to be able to get on a cheap program, or if you're able to get on Medicaid, if you're able to get on anything like that.
Manipulative.
Yeah, literally we're going to cut her short because that's not even halfway and it's all just bullshit. It's all just her spewing like, I mean, I'm just less fortunate. And she even says...
Yeah, like, no, roll back the last clip, ma'am.
And she even says in that video at some point, I pay taxes to Medicare, but can't qualify for those programs.
Isn't that because you make too much money?
Correct. So you're saying you don't know how to allocate your money properly. Got it. So this is an example of how much money she makes. Fun little juxtaposition here.
I'm sick of that you're a low-paid nurse because I made easy 6 figures in 2023 and we're doing it again in 2024. I'm sick of it. So if you want to make easy 6 figures as an LPN in 2024, buckle up because we're talking about...
Why is she yelling?
Literally,
so
I'm
aggressive.
scared. Literally, somebody call the police. The way she speaks is very threatening to me, and I don't know why. It puts me into fight or flight mode.
Also, this is giving Adrielle being like, look how much money I make, and then
Can
like,
you guys donate to my
GoFundMe so I can move.
No, literally, because what the fuck? You make over $100,000, just you. You have a partner. So arguably you guys make more than that.
And like, I don't know where she lives, but it didn't look like she lived in California.
No.
So I'm like, that could go a long way a lot of places.
Yeah, I think that all of this is showing is that you don't know how to spend your money wisely.
Or aren't prioritizing it in a way that is putting your baby first.
Exactly.
Because you don't think you need it because your body can handle it.
But anyway, that was her first controversy, a little bit condensed for the sake of this episode. But you get it. She basically was like, who needs fucking prenatal care? Just kidding, I can't afford it. Like that was the whole thing. And then she went on to have that baby. Everything was fine, thankfully. And now we go to the second controversy, which was the 17 diapers controversy. And that's where she gets
this is like deemed her the title, like 17 diapers mom.
Exactly.
And I don't know the context, so I'm very curious.
This is the original video that got her that name.
Let's pick up all the dirty diapers I have lying around my house right now. I kid you not, my guess is probably 15. I don't own a diaper pail or a diaper genie or whatever they're called. They just kind of get thrown around my house and then we just collect them in a bag at the end of the day and take them out to the dumpster. So I've been solo parenting for the last 24 hours, so we're gonna see how many dirty diapers we have just lying around with 2 kids. I promise you, I'm not even exaggerating, this has only been 24 hours. So I'm counting just 4 diapers right here on the coffee table.
On the coffee table?
Coffee table, yep.
What? I
found another one right behind the couch.
What do you mean found 2 more? One? You just toss them behind you when you're done. Oh.
So far that's what? 7 diapers, I'm pretty sure. That's just down here, like in the kitchen living room area. Let's go upstairs. I already know this is gonna be so bad. Okay, so right away I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 diapers. So that's 8.
What? Where are you changing the
9,
diapers that they're ending up just in the hallway?
10 diapers. And then into the bedroom. This is the corner of what my side of the bed looks like at night. It's embarrassing, I know. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think if I counted right, that's 17 diapers.
How are they ending up in the hallway and stuff?
Okay.
I'm really not trying to be judgy.
No,
Give me some insight.
I get
but
it.
like, I'm just confused on the
there was a few
logistics
things
here.
that stood out to me when I personally saw that. And I saw this whole thing unfold. Like I saw her post and then I saw everyone's initial reaction to it, which was like, oh my God, you're disgusting. Your kids live in piss and shit. And that's horrible. And like on the coffee table, are you joking? And then I saw the shift to the 17 diaper mom trend, which it did turn the tides quite a bit because it started off as a kind of like shaming, like, what the fuck are you doing? Now, when I saw that video, what I noticed personally is that those are newborn diapers. Like, they are tiny. When that period of time is happening, I don't judge. I don't judge at all because all I know is you're not sleeping, you're probably not eating, and it's a fucking miserable time.
I'm not going to say I'm not grossed out that there's like, they're on the coffee table and on the carpet and just a little much. What I just can't understand, I'm like, are you changing the baby's diaper just in the hallway? Like, how are they ending up in these places? Wouldn't you change it in
They're
like
being
on a
thrown in the
changing
dark,
table?
if I had to guess. The hallway one's a little bit confusing because her bedroom, like that makes more sense, like by your bed and then you throw them. The coffee table, if I had to guess, she's changing them on the couch. And then the hallway one is a little bit confusing. The bedroom one makes sense that she's doing it on the bed.
The hallway one was what caught me off guard.
Yeah,
the
it
most.
is very
it's like
random,
the top of the
but
stairs.
it's difficult in those early days for sure. So that's why I hesitate to judge in this particular instance, removing all the knowledge that I have of Nurse Hannah when I'm saying that statement. But those first days, and especially like newborn pee, and honestly, not to be gross, but even newborn poop, it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell like anything. I mean, maybe if they're on formula, it smells a little bit, but like it really doesn't. It's like water.
But that also makes me, again, it's even less about like being just like grossed out as more like, how did they end up in all of these places? It would even make more sense to me if they did smell. So she's throwing them to like not have to smell
the
them.
logistics of it. What I do know is that when I saw this, I noticed they were like very, very young baby diapers. They're not toddler diapers that she's leaving. That I would honestly have to judge a little bit. Like I would just be like, okay, I get it. Life gets crazy with a toddler, but there's no reason you should have like 14 fucking diapers. Like newborns are needing to be changed every few hours. It's a whole thing and you're tired as fuck. You're sleep deprived as fuck. I mean, like for me, I don't have a diaper genie. I have another brand. I don't know what I still have it because I still use it for Amelie's diapers. I get maybe in the middle of the night, things going down, things being thrown everywhere. 17 does seem like a lot, but again, she was solo parenting. She has a toddler and then she has her newborn baby at the time. So basically this conversation turned from shaming her and being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's disgusting. To people talking about their 17 diaper mom story, which is them talking usually about postpartum depression and feeling very judged for the things that they did and said and the ways that they acted after having babies, because it is such a foreign time as a human being.
Something though that I do find interesting is one, circling back to the idea that she could be rage baiting. She's volunteer. Like most people that are ashamed or embarrassed, they're not going to broadcast it. And she has the same kind of mentality in this that she did in that first video, where it's like, yeah, this is, look at me, like a weird kind of like bragging.
I do
kind of
get
vibe.
If it was any other situation, I could sympathize with her. I do think that in the context of Nurse Hannah, that judgment makes a lot of sense. Like her possibly rage baiting in this situation and then gathering the sympathy of people just by chance.
That's the thing. It was like, it didn't seem like she was making this video in hopes of connecting with people or making like, because a lot of people will post their hard times, be like, if you're going through this too, I just want to let you know you're not alone. That wasn't
I've
the vibe
even
of
seen
this
people
video.
like cleaning their depression rooms, for instance, and it's fucking like, it's bad. And they're just like, I don't know what else to do. That was not the vibe of her video. Her video was like, let's see how many diapers we can find.
No.
Now, she did capitalize off of it, and she did make videos after being like, thank you all. Like, it was like a very like dramatic video she made thanking people.
I mean, same with the last one though, where it's like she shifts when there's a reaction and she's like, oh,
absolutely.
Never mind.
I will say, now we get into possibly abusive territory when it comes to parenting. And this is when things just get a little bit crazy because again, she makes a lot of content and she just word diarrheas all over the place. So she has talked about before how she spanks her 18-month-old son at the time. We'll watch that really quick just for context.
I'm a mom to an 18-month-old and I'm sorry, but a pat on the bum doesn't hurt them. It helps them on the long run. Let's get ready and talk controversial ways that I parent my kid. My son will grow up knowing that he's a boy and we raised as a boy, and he will know exactly what that entails. No co-sleeping of any kind. We'll like lay on the couch and cuddle, but when it comes to like actual sleeping, he sleeps in his crib, we sleep in our bed. This encourages independent sleeping, and now my son sleeps 14 hours at night.
What does that have to do with him being a boy?
No, I think she was just putting a quick little transphobic thing in there. Just
So would you raise the girl differently though?
No, I think she means like the gender they were born, they'll know they are. You know?
No, but she says like he's raised like a boy, and then like says the sleeping thing as if like he was a girl, that she would let him do co-sleeping.
Oh no,
like...
I think this. Okay, so for context, this is like a controversial parenting not a tag or a trend, but like something that she did. A video is like, this is all my controversial parenting takes or whatever. She just made this video to like talk about all her controversial parenting takes. So
well, she loves to volunteer controversial information.
When it comes to vaccines and giving medications to my kid, I do so much research and I'm so hesitant with all of it. I am not afraid to tell my kid no, and I will tell him no several times a day. Every Sunday we go to church together and he'll be required to go to church with us as long as he lives under our roof. My son will eat his vegetables and he will not leave the table until all of his vegetables are gone. Yes, he is required to eat all of his vegetables, but honestly, we give him sugar pretty frequently. Last but not least, I'm a mom to an 18-month-old, and I'm sorry, but a pat on the bum doesn't hurt them. It helps them in the long run.
18 months old. That is not even 2 years fucking old.
If it doesn't hurt them, why are you doing? What's the point?
I'm sorry, but hitting your kids is the biggest bullshit. I think we've talked about this multiple times. It is such a cop-out. It is such a bitch move, in my opinion. And I have very strong opinions about it. It, to me, just seems so insane that you're going to teach your kid not to do something by hitting them when that is absolutely in no world an acceptable way to teach an adult not to do something. You do that to someone in public, you get charged with assault. Like, what do you mean?
Like, you're teaching them through fear, not any understanding.
Absolutely. And the thing is like, I'm not a perfect parent. I lose my temper. Sometimes I raise my voice. And like, Noah has his own way of communicating with us about how he feels about the way we deal with things. But like, Amelie will specifically come up to me, and it's been really almost like
jarring.
Yeah, it really has been. Like, she'll go, Mom, you were angry, you hurt my feelings. And I'm like, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. I got frustrated because of this, because you weren't listening to me. And she was like, oh, and I was scared. And we talked to each other. And it is amazing to me, the emotional intelligence that your kids can have if you just don't scare the fucking shit out of them. Like, literally, for no reason would I ever hit my child. And that's why, like, Amelie has hit me. She'll learn it in school and shit. And I look at her and I'm like, listen to me. I will never hurt you, and I'm not going to allow you to hurt me. I'm going to step back from this, but I'm letting you know we don't hit each other. We don't hurt each other ever. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's such a powerful thing to teach your child, that in this house, nobody hurts each other like that.
Because
like, that's
it
not
teaches
acceptable.
them to be aware of their emotions and how they're dealing with stuff, rather than letting it just like all manifest in
anger and
violence.
just like,
and yeah, because if they're not going to learn the proper coping mechanisms for like other situations in life.
Absolutely.
And, that's just
and it's evident. It's always evident in everything you see of generations. It's like hitting children does not help them actually, like in a sustainable way, learn how to cope with something. It just doesn't. So what you want them to do is stop. You want them like, shut up, be smaller, shut up, and don't exist right now, is essentially like what you want them to do.
And as a result, it forces them to then just hide whatever they're feeling or like doing, and then it will get bottled up. It's never going to end well, I don't think.
Never. And I mean, if you hit your children, I would be lying if I said I don't judge. I do have judgments against people that hit their children. I mean, literally, when you think of like bullies, what do you think? Like, pick on someone your own size. That's what I think of parents who hit their kids. I'm like, pick on someone your fucking own size, bitch. Like, fight me. Like, what do you mean? Your kid is like literally a fourth of your size and you're smacking them, or you're telling them like, I'm going to smack you, I'm going to hit you. That to me is completely out of line. It's an emotionally unintelligent way to parent your children. And personally, coming from two kids who fucking try me on the regular, they try me 95 times a day minimum each. So it's like, I get it. Kids can be difficult. You're going to have to do better than that. And you're going to have to teach them how to cope with things. And I will tell Amelie straight up, I'm like, girl, I am frustrated. I am feeling stressed out and I need to step away from this. And like, she will literally just be like, you're frustrated? And I'm like, yeah, I am frustrated. And she will let me go. She's fucking 3. She just turned 3 and she gets that. So I just think it's lazy.
And it
personally.
also just is going to innately break any kind of like unconditional trust that your kid, I think, is going to have with you. Because it's like, if they have problems later in life, they might not come to you because they have like been ingrained to think that you're going to react like with anger or violence.
I mean, my mom always used to tell me, she was like, listen, no matter what, like, you can call me and I won't get mad. I didn't believe that bitch. I did not believe her. I was like, girl, you are lying. You lie like a rug. Come on. Like, you know, if your parents are truly not going to get mad, quote unquote, or what that means. Like, my mom, if she found out that I was like drinking, which by the way, I did regardless of her being strict. Yeah. You find ways, you know what I mean? Like, I want my kids to trust me. That doesn't mean there's zero boundaries. That doesn't mean they do whatever they want. That doesn't mean I don't say no. I absolutely say no. I say, hey, this is dangerous. I'm not allowing you to do this. And I will remove them from the thing they're doing that is dangerous. Absolutely.
I feel like my mom actually doesn't really say, I mean, she does say like, you could tell me anything, but it's like, not anything.
Can I really?
Like,
not, but only a little bit of things.
But like, she didn't ever hit me. So I'm like, imagine then the more extreme versions where it's like, they're going to be terrified to tell you anything.
My mom was super, super, super strict. She only hit me twice. And I can vividly describe those moments to you. And it was bops on the mouth. And I literally was like, I am calling the police. Like, I hate you. What are you fucking doing right now? Like, I felt so betrayed. I couldn't believe she did that. And I understand parenting is hard. We've talked about it. But like, yeah, I do think that people who do things like this, like, yeah, my 18-month-old, I hit him on the ass. Like, okay, weirdo. Like, that's not a flex.
And for her to frame it like, it doesn't hurt them. Again, then what would be the point in doing it if it doesn't hurt them? Like, if it doesn't cause any discomfort and it's not a big deal, then it feels like you wouldn't be doing it because you're actually using it as a way to control them.
Absolutely. And jumping forward to why we're even talking about this, sorry. We feel
no, but
quite
actually, I feel like it does
subject.
like play into what the current thing is because of all the videos that other people are posting, and it compares the types of parenting.
Yeah, so she posted a vlog. I guess they were out on a family day or something, and there was a particular part of this vlog that was notable to people because as the father was handing the child like this mochi packet, this frozen box thing, the kid literally braces for impact. So we will show that. Obviously, we're not going to show the kid's face, but you can still see
And
how
this
he
is
braces.
deleted now.
Well, things are so freaking delicious, and I feel like at this point they're just a Vegas tradition for us. In fact, my husband and I went to Vegas on our honeymoon in 2020.
So I will replay that really quick. Look at his hands. The kid is crying, first of all. So you have to note that before this even happens, he's having some sort of stressful moment. So the kid is crying, which I'm assuming he usually gets a pat on the bum for.
Exactly.
So he is not feeling super comfortable. And then the dad goes to hand him a box, which in any other scenario would not be something a kid would need to defend himself from. But the kid, who is not even, he looks like a 2-year-old, maybe, not even, holds up his hands and like braces to get like beaten
and like
is
winces.
What people interpreted. Yeah. And our researcher actually gave us permission. Like she came from an abusive household with a lot of kids. And she was like, I recognize that behavior. Like that is absolutely a kid bracing for impact. There's a lot of discussion on this and people being like, my kid flinches, but like, I don't beat him. I think there's a difference between flinching and bracing for impact. Like I am a scaredy cat. Lily, I mean, she's told the story of when she walked into my bathroom and like I screamed as if somebody was literally stabbing me. Like I am someone who's scared.
That happens very frequently. It always has with you that it's like, we'd be in my house and I'd like come out of the bathroom and she screams.
I'm quite a scared little girl. I don't know what to tell you and I don't know why it happens, but like literally my husband who has lived with me for 7 years, yeah, I'm still surprised that he lives here. I don't know what to tell you. Like he walks in a room and I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Meanwhile,
who are you?
Like a stranger could walk into my home and I'd be like,
oh no.
What are you doing here?
But that's the thing. Okay, so I think that discussion was like there's different types of kids and people in general. There's some that are scared more easy than others. Now, I think that this is a little bit of a different situation. I think that there's some kids that can be scared, which I did do a test on Amelie. I don't think we could show it. It's kind of funny because parents are actually like testing if their kids will flinch.
That's how I became familiar with this happening, is because people were doing compilations and it's people doing like a test with their kids where they go like get close to the face and the kids, 99% of the ones I've seen, the kids are just like,
I'm dying because like I'm not going to show it, but like I sent it to our researcher, me doing it to Amelie, and then she sent me it doing it to her kids. And then she sent me a comment of people being like, I'm kind of LOLing at people like shadowboxing their kids for this trend. It's like, we're just like all faking our kids out.
Mommy needs to do a test. And the kid's just like, what is going on?
No, the kids were so confused. I literally got a like wrapper of like hair bands and I went like this to Amelie's face and she goes, no, we need to talk about the monsters. And I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you even on about? Like she blinked, like she kind of blinked when it got close to her face, but she did not move. I was shocked because Amelie's actually scared of everything.
You see people analyzing like people in abusive relationships where it's like if the guy like in a car or something, he like grabs his seatbelt, but it seems like he's like doing something like, and the girl flinches. People will always point that out because you wouldn't feel the need to do that unless you were expecting it to continue. And like most kids, especially ones that young, are not expecting their parent who cares for them and does everything for them to hurt them. So like they don't even register that something is coming at their face because they've never known what that result would be.
I think that there's scaredy cat kids. I mean, I have a few, like honestly, Amelie is the biggest scaredy cat ever. And I'm a scaredy cat. Okay?
Well, and I'm sure like sensory issues could play into it as well, for sure.
100%. I just think that no matter the differences of like, oh, well, maybe they're just like a really scared kid. And like, he just has like, I don't know, he's like easily more scared than other kids. This doesn't seem like that. He was having a moment of crisis and expected to get popped in the face for it. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Before we continue, we really quickly want to thank our last sponsor, and that's Manscaped.
You guys, the holidays are sneaking up and you are probably looking for something to get all the men in your life. Give them something they actually need. The Chairman Pro package from Manscaped.
Okay, so this thing is super cool. Not only is it waterproof so they can use it in the shower, which just blows my mind.
Well, and it's nice because then they don't leave their little beard trimmers
everywhere. Yeah. But it has not one, but 2 interchangeable blade heads. So you can get everything from like a trim where you want a little bit of stubble left to like a baby smooth shave.
And the package also includes the Power Shave Gel, which is a non-irritating lubricating formula made specifically to work with the Chairman Pro for a smooth and comfortable shave.
And it also comes with a face shave soother, which is an aftershave serum that can be applied after shaving, and it helps soothe any irritation and reduces redness.
So gift your man the ultimate grooming experience by Manscaped and get him the Chairman Pro package.
And you can get 20% off on that plus free shipping with the code DWKT at manscaped.com.
That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com when you use the code DWKT.
And thank you so much to Manscaped for being an amazing sponsor of this podcast. Now, once this happened, she obviously deleted it. There have been a bunch of deep dives into the content that she's made in the past since this happened, where people are comparing and being like, oh no, you definitely are allegedly abusing your kids. So this one is a clip that's been circulating quite a bit. Not the first one as much, it's the second one. Okay, so it was like a vlog of Nurse Hannah. It's kind of quick, so I'll replay it now, but it's them eating some sort of fast food. The kid, obviously not even like 2 years old, goes to grab one of the plates, gets the food like held down almost. I know. And then he goes for the fries and the dad flicks his hand away. Like actually flicks his fucking hand. One thing that I will say is that if you're not a parent that shares with your kids, I'm not even trying to be dramatic when I say this, like you might just be an abusive parent. Like that is insane to me.
I mean, like unless it's alcohol, I'm really unsure why he can't have a french fry.
That is the only thing I will not share. Or no, even spicy things where I tell Emily, I'm like, this is spicy, you're not gonna like it. She's like, I want it.
You were gonna say, I mean, occasionally a margarita.
No. No, like other than alcohol, the only thing that I will say to Emily, I'll be like, hey, this is spicy, you're not gonna like this. And then even if she says like, I will really like this, then I'll give it to her, and then she will be fanning her tongue and crying and drinking water. I'll be like, well, I told you. But this is fucking insane. There's not a plate that I have served myself since I have had children. Well, Noah was different because Noah only likes like 3 foods. Amelie, no, like she will want something from every plate that I own. Those are not my plates. Those are plates that I share with my children. What the fuck do you mean you're gonna flick your kid? They're French fries, you animal. Kids love fries.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, this isn't like no sweets before dinner, or like you're gonna be crazy if you drink
no, this is like, go away,
like,
you're bothering me.
Like, no, this is my food. Get your own.
Yeah, literally. Like, well, you have to fucking order it for me, bitch. You're my mom.
And filming it is so weird.
That's the thing. And she films quite a lot, which is why people think she's a rage baiter. But this is another clip that's going around that people are talking about, and it's her not wanting to buy her toddler a winter jacket.
It's currently 22 degrees outside, but it feels like 8 degrees. And we're venturing out of the house with 2 kids because I am stupid. This is how cold the car is. This is turned winter in like 0.2 days, and this kid doesn't have a big jacket, so I need to find him a big jacket. What, your shoes coming off? I'm sorry, but I can't spend $35 on a toddler jacket.
What do you mean you can't spend $35 on a
I would argue that's pretty affordable.
Toddler jacket? Literally, it's a winter jacket. But even, okay, I'm just shocked at the fact that winter came. And I mean, listen, I get it. Seasons sneak up on us, whatever. The day it gets fucking 8, it feels like 8 degrees outside, you go and you get a jacket without your kids so that the next time your kid steps outside,
yeah, they don't have to weather the cold to even get the
What do
jacket
you
to
mean?
begin with. I bought a fucking puffer vest for Max the other day.
Stop
it. It doesn't even get that cold here.
I bought matching Christmas pajamas for Hershey and my mom's dog Lucy because it's cold outside. What do you mean?
That's the thing. I mean, also I got it because it's waterproof, so if it starts to like rain and stuff, it'll be good. But I'm like, oh, it's pretty cold out. Gotta put your coat on. And he's like, I don't need a coat. Just the thought of him being cold, I'm like, oh no.
And I mean, 8 degrees is insane. It's been like 30s here in Georgia, and that's been fucking brutal.
Yeah, I got him the coat. It was 40 degrees out.
Yeah, like I just think that that is indicative of something bigger. And again, people are kind of like piecing things together. So all together is when it looks really bad.
And just circling back to, make $100,000 a year. Stop complaining, you nurses. But you can't afford a $35 jacket?
Yeah.
A winter coat? You only need one.
There's a few more clips that people are kind of pulling out. And one of them is a vlog where they went somewhere and then the toddler didn't have enough time to eat. And then he was upset because he was hungry. And so they kind of just like give him a piece of their food to the backseat, but they're like, well, we have to take him home, but we can't feed him when we get home because it's his nap time. So he needs to go straight to sleep once he gets home. And so then he's just not going to eat until much later, which is an insane thing to do to a toddler. But this is her.
Why are there so many situations where they're eating and the kids aren't?
Oh, there's a ton of them. And I have even another example of when she's like drinking a soda and just being like, this is mine, like in front of him, which I mean,
and like,
I don't want to give my kids soda, but like, yeah,
well, that's what I was going to say. Like, I could at least get that because there's like a reason you're not giving them that specific drink.
But it's not even that. Like, it's the way she says it. It almost seems like she's like happy about it.
Like taunting him.
Yeah.
I feel bad, so I did give him a tiny little piece. Because honestly, this will probably be his lunch because it's already past nap time. So when we go home, we are not missing nap time around here. It was such a beautiful day and we had to
So you're going to prioritize the nap times for your own convenience rather than feed him?
And then she's like, I felt bad, so I gave him a tiny little piece.
What? Get him up his own meal. What? I don't. Why isn't he eating then?
There is no world in which I eat after my kids. There's no world that doesn't exist. I didn't even. Oh wait,
eat before them.
Before.
Yes.
Yeah, before. Yeah. I did mean that. Good job. There's no world in which I eat before my kids.
The headlines. Jesse's not feeding her children.
This clip though is the one that I was talking about, where she's just her energy. Something is off.
Well, it's the same kind of vibe as the bragging kind of videos where it's like a power
Seems
move.
Weird. Yeah.
This one's mom's water.
If you didn't catch it, the kid's saying, water, I want water. And she's like, this is mom's water. And then she continues on.
And then also on screen it says, $10 budget for dinner, not a dime more. A beverage of that size, that's a quarter of your budget already.
I cleaned the house for 3 hours, so I could have this.
Oh, so we're putting a reward system on food.
It's like a reward.
No, bitch. No, sorry. That just made me very angry. What do you mean you clean the house for 3 hours? Okay, here's a fucking cookie. Everybody else has to do that every fucking day.
Also, did you? Or were there 17 diapers around?
Allegedly. Allegedly she did. But also, when my kid asks for water, like it's an immediate like, oh, yeah, where's your water? It should be around. What do you mean you're just like, well, this is my water?
I was going to say, she doesn't
You don't even offer
no.
to your
She
children
just
like,
ignores
hey,
them.
Dad's going to bring you your water. Someone's coming with your water. You'll get water in a second. It's like, literally, she could not care less that her kid's thirsty. That to me is the big red flag. It's not just that obviously you don't want to give your kid soda. Like, I get that.
No, but she's like, you're thirsty. That sucks. I'm not.
Like, it's just fucking sick. I don't know. Like, I just feel like she and her energy is just, something's way off. So anyway, someone called her Ruby Frankie 2.0, and this is her response to that.
The fact that I'm even being compared right now to Ruby Frankie is absolutely comical. It's hilarious, really.
Is it?
You both starve your children. Next.
Also, I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't find that to be a humorous comparison.
No, but also just the comparison of like the fact that Ruby Frankie, one of the main criticisms, before it came out what she was doing behind the scenes, it was that she was not feeding her children. It was like, oh, Evie didn't pack her lunch? Well, too bad.
And again,
that is very
it was
much
like
your
a
energy.
power move and like a way of like holding it over them because you don't know
That's what you're
parent.
doing.
Yeah.
You're literally just being like, oh, well, you need to nap. So sorry, we'll eat, but I feel bad. So here's a crumb. Bye.
That's Ruby to a T.
Literally.
Where people will turn nothing into something. We live in a world where people are so desperate to become TikTok famous. They will post about anything in order to get views for themselves.
What?
They don't care if it's going to bring someone down with it. They just want to become TikTok famous. The fact that
the fuck does that mean? Who are you?
But also the comments. You're not getting TikTok famous from leaving a comment.
And I mean, it speaks to her character as a whole. It kind of just all ties in together.
Well, it's
like,
giving the same energy as
what are you
like,
talking about?
They made a whole podcast episode about me. It's like,
yeah,
because you're a shit person.
That should be a pretty good indicator that everything's just fine. It's great. They always have a clean bum and never have a dirty diaper on. The fact that this is
they're on the floor
thing right now is something that I just... It really is. It truly is really funny. Honestly, with social media nowadays, I can sit down and eat a sandwich and that would be controversial for some reason. I've had a lot of friends in my life ask me how to get started on social media and on TikTok specifically, and I've always told them, only do it if you have ridiculously thick skin. You cannot post your life on social media if you don't have thick skin.
Well, especially when you're like inviting in controversy like she does. People don't have a problem with you eating a sandwich. It's you eating a sandwich when your child is hungry, asking you for food, and you're not giving him a sandwich.
There was another video that I did see, and I remember seeing it, but it was basically her just being like, I'm not going to change my child's diaper if they just peed. Like, unless it's like really peed or like they shit, I'm not changing it. Diapers are expensive.
I'm not changing my kid's diaper when they pee. I've never done that. Do you know how expensive diapers are? I have friends and people that I know that like, oh, they peed, we have to change their diaper. And I'm like, they peed? Literally, I will change his diaper if he poops. Or if it's like a very full diaper. Diapers are so freaking expensive. I'm not out here changing his diaper every time he pees. I would be going through 30 diapers a day.
And I saw that and I was like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Why? First of all, why are you putting this online? I mean, first and second and third.
But that's the thing. I'm like, she is so shameless about things that most people have a lot of shame about and would not share. People might be in similar situations, but they're not doing it because they want to. They're doing it because that is either
their only means.
Exactly. She seems like she's making these conscious decisions to do everything.
Yeah, and I think that in every TikTok is really why we're here sitting and talking about her. Her pompous energy, her energy of just being like, yeah, and
I can do no
what about
wrong.
it? Yeah. That to me is the biggest troubling energy here. Not only because she has vehemently defended hitting her kids, and there's evidence that she has at the very least shooed them away, or her husband has, but also just like, it doesn't seem like a mom who can't get prenatal care because she can't afford it, or can't share her fries because she can't afford it, or can't change their diapers because she can't afford it. It seems like a mom who almost wants like a one-up on them and is like...
That's why I said it's like a power move where it's like she's exerting control via the necessities that she should be providing to her kids.
It's so bizarre. It feels icky because in my opinion, it is icky. Like, I feel like her energy is gross.
Also, just like setting up like a reward system for like, that's how your kid thinks that they are going to get food. It's like, well, if mom's in a good mood, hopefully I'll get a
First of all,
scrap
food
today.
is not a
like,
reward. Shelter's not a
No.
reward. Clothes are not a reward. Like, those are not optional.
Yeah, I was going to say, those are what you're signing up for.
And if you can't afford them, then it is your duty to seek out, because there are a ton of resources for people, to seek out assistance. Yeah, you are supposed to make sure that your kids have those things, regardless of if that roof is a shelter. Your kids need to have a roof. That's just insane to me that she's just treating it all like, well, these are my fries, these are my things. No, they're not. Like, the second you give birth, everything that you have is your kids.
Yeah, well, and then also even the way she's like defending, like, oh, my kids are clean, they're bare, like that feels
minimum.
very like Ruby coded, because I feel like Ruby was very much like, my kids are like lucky to be living in my house. Like, no, it's their house too.
No, absolutely. I think that the Ruby comparison, she finds it so funny.
Pretty
it's not
spot on.
far off. Yeah, it's super spot on.
Like, her children were inconveniences, and she was so gracious by just letting them exist.
Yes, but also she presented it as like, look at all I give them, but also I will teach them the difficult things, which is like, you don't eat because you didn't pack your lunch because you're 4. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that energy is very much
Stupid
Hannah's
idiot.
energy.
Like,
you're going to tell me that you wouldn't picture Nurse Hannah posting a TikTok being like, well, my son didn't eat. Guess why? Because it's his responsibility to make his lunch, and he is 5 years old and he should know better. That is literally Nurse Hannah. Like, if anybody was Nurse Hannah, it's fucking Ruby. I just don't think that, number one, showing your kids in any of these situations is okay. Not in her case, not in Marlena's case. Like, just don't show your fucking kids. But also, don't do this. What the fuck is this? You're documenting it all, you idiot. Like,
that's
what are
what's
you
crazy.
doing?
It's even like the grocery store thing. I don't think that she even thought twice about that, because she didn't, that
That's
wasn't
the concerning
weird
part.
for her. That was the
Yeah.
norm. For example, like, she, even if she did think that was like concerning, but maybe she could have missed that because it's footage in a vlog that she wasn't really paying. It's like, it wasn't happening so like actively. The shooing the hands away of the food, like, she went out of her way to film that.
Absolutely.
And it's weird. It's not like, oh, someone caught this in the background. It's like, no, that was the focus of her video.
No, literally. And after all of this craziness, after people found all these videos that we've shown you, after people reacted to the kid bracing himself, this was her response.
So the fact that I even have to address this right now is kind of insane. Social media
Is it comical?
It's a scary place. And I never understood people that much when they said they couldn't share their kids' faces online, or they couldn't share much about their kids. I didn't really understand it, but it's crazy. If you were
It's
to
not
know
a very
me in
hard
real
concept.
life, this whole lazy husband thing, It's satire. My husband is the sweetest, nice.
Side quest we didn't go on. I guess she has a whole she has a whole series about her lazy
She paints
husband.
the husband as...
We don't have the time, but you get it.
This kindest, most loving, most nurturing father.
I will say, even if something is satire, it's your fault for putting it on the internet and people interpreted it in a certain way. Like, that's all your fault. Sorry, I'm not going to feel bad for you that people are calling your husband lazy if you're calling him lazy for satire.
Exactly. I was like, there are situations where people can take just like kind of playful jabs and misinterpret them and kind of like come up with this vision of what people are like. I've compared it in the past to Jocelyn and I on Beauty Break. It was always like, we were ourselves, obviously, but there was kind of like characters that it's like not much of a character. I'm like, Jocelyn loves everything. For me, it was like, I hate
everything. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't really hate everything. And it's funny even now because I feel like people will say sometimes that I give like golden retriever energy on the podcast. And I'm like, also, we're talking about things that I'm interested in. And on Beauty Break, we were like testing beauty products that like no one would think are like, it's stupid shit. And it's like, it was funny because it was like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
But then I did, after a while, get people being like, Lily hates everything. She's so negative. She never lets Jocelyn have fun. And I'm like, this isn't like,
it's not real.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's that situation, but then there's like painting someone very specifically as like lazy husband is like, that has more implications than like me hating everything.
Well, but also you would have to literally, I don't know, waterboard me to do that. Like, why would I voluntarily depict my husband as something for satire if that meant that he would get the brunt of all the fucking people telling him, fuck you, you're a lazy piece of shit? That's my real husband. Like, why would I do that?
Because that's different than, oh, like a personality trait or like Lily doesn't like trying beauty products. It's like, no, you're saying he's a lazy husband and potentially maybe a lazy father. It's much deeper than that. And I don't know why you would even welcome in that kind of criticism.
Yeah, her treating it as like, oh, you know, like it's just content. That gives me major ick. Like that gives me,
it's like they're not doing like skits.
Yeah, no. This is weird.
He is playing on the ground with James like 90% of the day. If that man is not laughing, having fun,
oh brother,
teasing him, playing with him, whatever it is, then
or flicking him. I don't know.
Do you know what this is kind of giving? Michelle the bartender, where it's like all she does is complain about the husband. I mean, not the same because I mean, like he did seem to have a lot of problems, but she would complain about him and say all these negative things. Then people would be like, "Yeah, we agree. You should divorce him." And she'd be like, "What are you guys talking about? How dare you? He's the best husband ever." And it's like, but
well, you fucking told us.
Said,
so what do you
like,
want us to do?
Yeah, what do you exactly?
Bond. The strongest father-son bond that I know.
Okay, who are you trying to convince? You or me?
It makes me really sad that social media has turned it into something.
Oh, it's social media turned it, or you turned it into in the content that you put on the social media? Like,
literally,
what do you
it makes me sad that people watch the videos I intentionally put online and deduce exactly what I wanted them to from those videos, and then acted accordingly. Like that's literally what you're fucking mad at. People acted
really
like humans.
Upsetting that I spoon-fed people a narrative and they believed it.
Like fucking idiots. I feel so gaslit right now. I really do.
Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe that's, it makes me sad that I guess I've turned it into something. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. In the video that you guys
have correct.
They're just playing. They're always playing. They're always playing.
Oh,
where they scare each other. James is obsessed with dinosaurs and bears, and when they look away and they come back and they scare each other, and they play like when they throw something, they'll.
This
play
is insane.
You like psych them out, you know, and they flinch and whatever. Like that's what they're always doing. They're always like hiding behind couches and jumping out at each other and chasing each other around the house and up the stairs and down the stairs and tackling each other. They're always playing, constantly. To the point where, like, if I'm trying to talk to my husband, I can't because he's always playing with my son. Nothing.
Oh my God. Again, who are you trying to convince? This is insane.
From the moment that my husband wakes up in the morning to the second he goes to bed, he is only thinking about our children and our family and what's best for us.
Are you in his brain?
That's never not on his mind. He is constantly thinking about his children,
bold statement,
their futures, what it's like now, how to be the best father. Can't believe
what are we thinking about their futures? I don't even need him to be thinking about the futures right now. I just want him to feed the kids.
No, literally, can you not flick the kids? Don't hit the kids. I mean, the craziest part of all this is that you would think
playing is crazy.
Insane. But also, you have literally said since the dawn of time on your social media that you spank your kids. And we have video evidence of the flicking. Okay. So that is two behaviors that I cannot relate to. I don't do that to my children. And therefore, when I tried to do this experiment, which is shadowboxing my children, it did not work. They were laughing. They were confused. They were just like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're obviously not going to hit me because I've never done that. So why would I do that now? This is so gaslighty that it's actually blowing my brain. What do you mean? Oh, they played dinosaurs. My son's literal obsession is animals and dinosaurs. And he watches some of the scariest shit, okay? He literally watches like dinosaurs, blah, like all fucking red-eyed and shit. He's not gonna flinch if I fucking hit. That doesn't equate to that. What do you mean?
Also, I'm just like, when you think of like kids like playing peekaboo and like stuff like that, it's like, they usually are very much like coming at you. Like they don't really have space awareness and that they're like really just in your personal space. It's rare that the kid's gonna be like, get away from me, like in the way that the kid did in the video. Also, related but unrelated tangent. There was this time when I was little that me and my sister used to be like, don't flinch, don't flinch.
Oh my God.
I just remember it being like, she didn't, like that was the whole game is that
No.
you didn't flinch.
I mean, she flinched. What are you going to do?
Now she would probably flinch. When you're a 2-year-old, the game is not flinching at like your parent coming at you because you wouldn't know.
It's just that you can't gaslight enough people into thinking that that reaction is normal. Or like people who are seeing the videos of you flicking your kid's fucking hand, reaching for a French fry, which is the most natural 2-year-old snack to have. You're not going to convince me that your kid is not scared of you. Like, I'm sorry.
And also, they were playing. He was crying beforehand.
He was crying
Clearly,
beforehand.
he wasn't in a very playful mood.
He
like, what
thought
the fuck are you talking
that
about?
he was bothering you guys to the point that you were going to smack him. And I know some children in my life whose parents smack them. And it is very sad to see the well-behavedness, that's not a word, but you know what I mean? How they will almost like fake be well-behaved because they're just scared. They don't know how to act around their parents because it depends on their parents' mood, how they act.
I always do this, like not to compare children to dogs, but if you hit a dog once,
that's it.
They're going to flinch. Like you've broken the trust and they might behave out of fear, but they're going to be terrified of you.
Literally, to me, what hitting your children says is the fucking quote from Matilda, which is my favorite movie, by the way. Fun fact. I'm big, you're small. Yeah. That is what that says to me. Like, you are just proving that because you can physically overpower them, then you can mentally overpower them. And all I can say is that if you do that, they will grow up to hate you. Anyway, okay, moving on. But honestly, though, your kids will hate you. Like, do you not understand that? Like, they're going to know what you did once they are big enough to freaking box in the fucking match with you.
And further than that, you're screwing up other things that they're going to be unpacking for quite a while.
I heard this, I don't know if I've ever said it on the show, but I did hear this one TikTok that stuck in my brain, and now I share the knowledge far and wide, as I do when I see a TikTok. And it was basically saying that it's scientifically proven. I don't know the logistics of that. Don't put this in my misinformation compilation. But apparently it's scientifically proven that the like louder a kid is, the safer they feel.
Even in a less like, not like kids being loud, but like, I feel like there's people that talk about like, if you're like a weird kid, that means that your parents are very loving and supportive because no one has ever been like, you're fucking weird.
The thing that gets me about parenting that actually breaks my heart is like, they didn't ask to be here. And I've said this, but it just is the truth. Nobody asked you to fucking lay down and make that kid. So guess what? You decided to have them and they're here. It is your responsibility. It's actually your duty to hold space for them, much like the lyrics of Defying Gravity. You must hold space for them to be who they are. And guess what? That is sometimes a little loud. That's sometimes a little quirky. That's sometimes a little weird. You need to let them be that. If it's not disrespectful, if they're not hurting people, you need to let them be kids. Because if you don't, you're doing a disservice. And guess what? In 10 years, when they grow up and you realize, fuck, I was just an overstimulated parent that was taking it out on my kid, too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
You need to fucking make the change now. I get it. It's hard.
Things that you're not going to even be, you wouldn't even know.
Nobody's a perfect parent, but you can do your best to separate yourself from situations if at the very least you cannot handle your children in that moment. Separate yourself. Your kids are not going to die from being in your house for 2 minutes by themselves. Step outside if you need to. Don't hurt your kids.
But that's the whole reason why people like Ruby and potentially this girl, like
Hannah.
why they are concerning is because like Ruby was very much of the mindset that she was doing her children a favor by, again, letting them live in her house and
live
like,
in truth.
She very much acted as if they did choose to be there. She didn't choose to have them there. They chose to be there, and that she then was being like a martyr by like providing for the, like, giving them the very bare minimum.
You're not letting
if that.
friends sleep on a couch. Like, what do you mean?
At least they would get a couch, unlike her son who slept in a beanbag for years.
Oh my God. No, literally. Yeah. I think that it's all put into perspective the second that you understand that kids didn't choose to be in this world. And a lot of times they'll choose to have more. She has 2 kids. Like, why are you choosing to have more of them? Obviously they're annoying you. So why are you doing it?
Also, real rich when like we started this whole thing with her being like, I'm going to love my kid the same regardless. It's like,
are you? What if they bother you and try to eat your french fries? Because apparently not. Anyway, she does finish. We'll let her finish. Jesus, sorry. We have a lot of feelings on this topic.
Can't believe everything you see on social media. You just can't. I promise, and
like this.
When I promise this, I'm serious.
Okay.
Nothing is going on. No, I don't really owe anyone an explanation.
What the fuck does that mean? Nothing's going on? Okay, I'll take your word for it, I guess.
Like, don't believe everything you see on social media. Yeah, we don't. This, I do not believe.
What's crazy too is she's responding to claims of people, like Lily said, showing footage of things that she didn't see anything wrong with. That's why we're concerned about it.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? Like,
you
this is all a
think
show.
anything's going
Don't
on because you
believe
think this is normal.
Like, we saw it for ourselves. That's why we're believing it. You put it online because you didn't see anything wrong.
Yeah, this isn't like a game of telephone or like a...
No.
Like, yes, people are like getting to certain assumptions of the lifestyle, but it's like based on very clear examples of situations that are alarming.
Don't really owe anyone an explanation. I could just be like everybody else, and when stuff like this happens, I could just keep quiet. And I thought about keeping quiet and just kind of letting it blow over. But I thought, I don't want that. I don't even want the thought of that out there. I don't want anyone to suspect anything, that even to be questioned whatsoever. That me or my husband that we do not love our children. That we do not treat them with anything other than love. Like, it's
like
crazy.
They're an inconvenience.
There's nothing.
Oh, fuck off.
There's nothing going on.
Oh, shut up. Oh my God, this actually made me so angry.
Not the fake tears.
There's nothing going on. Go back to the flicking video. Go back to the flinching video. Go back to you saying the pat on the bum helps them. Go back to you saying he doesn't eat because he needs to nap. You are full of shit. I'm sorry, but you're full of shit at the very least, and you're malicious at worst.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, even if for some reason that was a natural human reaction that the kid was flinching because I don't think that, but like, even if you took the like direct abuse like that out of it, the other stuff is still concerning. And she's like, no, nothing's going on. And she's like, meanwhile, going to dinner like, I get my Dr. Pepper, you can't have anything. That's enough to be alarmed about.
If I was on social media sharing things like this and someone did the work to point out all of the troubling situations, which, let's say in this scenario, it's not just her husband, but let's say it was just her husband and it had nothing to do with her also saying she would hit the kid. But like showing the husband flicking, showing the husband doing anything but being a loving husband that's just going to sit on the floor with them all day, I would be in shambles. If I saw a video of Nassim flicking Noah's hands or Amelie's hands, I'll be like, do you beat them in private? Like, I'm not even joking. I would be in shambles.
But you're the one uploading the videos. So again, she doesn't see a problem with it. So
that's
she obviously isn't in shambles.
Because that's their normal life. I just don't think that there's any plausible deniability here. I think they're both in on it. I'm not saying that they're fucking duking it up with their kids and like punching them and doing horrible things.
Like, even if there wasn't like this very egregious direct like physical abuse, there's weird things going on that are concerning.
To her, this is their everyday life, and that's why people are concerned. And if she doesn't see what's wrong with that,
don't have a problem with this, then what else is going on that you aren't filming?
Exactly. And I don't think this is the last we'll ever speak of her. I think that she's someone that is going to fuck up again on the internet because, first of all, stop sharing your children. But number two, I do think she's a rage baiter.
She seems to have a lot of controversial opinions that she loves.
No, I literally think she loves this. I do think this is part of her shtick. I don't think she got attention before she started rage baiting. And so she thinks, okay, well, let me just do this now. And welcome to rage bait. This is what it gets you. Are you happy? Here's your present. It's nothing.
I hate the fact that she will, so again, with her chest, so confidently say one thing. And then as soon as there's a reaction, she tries to be like, oh, poor me. Like, I do. Like, shut up.
It's a bullshit switch up. It's gaslighty. It's annoying. And quite frankly, I hope those kids are okay and that we don't have to revisit in some sort of Ruby Jody situation, because this is troubling and it is fucked up. And I think that you should stop sharing your kids. But more importantly, I think you should revise the way that you're treating your kids, because it's weird and it's concerning. And we're not just doing it because it's like, oh my God, like, let's just create something out of nothing. no, this shit's concerning. Like, you're weird for this. And you need to, I don't know, do some inventory on your life because you're scaring me, girl.
Side note, related, but not really related at all. Jody. Remember our good friend Jody Hildebrandt?
Is there an update I'm not aware of?
I was scrolling TikTok today and there was a girl that was clearly very emotional, and I only watched the first one. I guess she said that she couldn't do it in one video. She was doing it in a series. It was one of Jody's former clients and that Jody was her therapist. She said that people are always like, who was the one getting like counseling for, like, whose parents were going to them for parenting advice? And she's like, I want to tell you about the type of person that they would cling on to.
Oh shit.
And then in the comments, I have chills thinking about it, numerous other people saying like, I was too. So I think we're about to have like a wave of people coming out of.
Oh my God. I mean, she was a therapist that had a lot of clients. So it is not at all surprising, but it also is surprising. That's fucking insane. We will have to keep a close eye on that because we're going to have to cover that eventually. Well, I mean, shit. Should we do a We Love the Internet palette cleanser after this shit show of a 200th episode?
I think so. Oh my God. Someone called us out and said that we stole the palette cleanser, like We Love the Internet thing from Deaf Noodles. And I was like, oh.
No, we didn't, because his was like a no palette cleanser and it was a silent video of animals.
I was gonna say it was always just the same, like, very generic stuff. But it was funny because I did have a moment of like, oh, I guess we did.
No, I think that maybe Lily did because she does animal ones, but I didn't.
Okay, no, do not come for my feed.
I provide lots of varieties of crazy shit. Okay, that's what I do here on the show. So I reject that claim. Anyway, you know what? At this point, I'm just going to keep the theme going with the finds from Temu. At this point, I mean, because why not?
Oh, please. Is it more food lamps?
No, nothing will ever be as good as that.
Speaking of, in Target, there's like a croissant candle, and it's clearly not a real croissant, it's like wax. But every time I see it, I'm always like,
maybe there'll be ants crawling for it. The caption says, when you buy a wreath, quote unquote, from Temu. Is it? Just a whole door blanket with a wreath on it. Why the fuck would they sell that?
Why would anyone want that?
I literally was thinking this and I'm like, okay, it's not a blanket. It's not a blanket. It can't be a blanket because it's too thin. It looks like a tablecloth. It's the whole door print.
Yeah, it's like if you wanted to decorate your door, but you didn't want to decorate it, so you just put this up instead.
But what do you mean? Like thumbtack this to the door?
Yeah, it's giving Bridgerton ball backdrop.
Literally, the dimension is there. Like, she thought, if you're just listening, she thought she was just getting that like snowman wreath. It's a beautiful little holiday wreath with a snowman in the middle. She gets an entire fucking looking like a tablecloth runner version of the entire door with the wreath on it.
They were really aggressive with the drop shadow.
It makes total sense that you would see this as an advertisement and think you're getting the wreath part of it. Why would you get the fucking whole door?
I have to question who's buying a wreath off Temu.
I would probably. I mean, allegedly, but it doesn't seem like the worst idea. It looks like a pretty wreath, but no, you get the whole door. Anyway, fun times. Love Temu. Not really. All right, girlies, let's take a guess. Is Lily's going to be an animal one this week? Let me channel my inner psychic. Yes.
Don't be rude.
People love the animal ones. You keep the animal spirit alive in this podcast, because if it was just for me, I don't even know what the spirit of my We Love the Internets are. It's just unhinged.
Oh, I have a really good one.
Is it an animal one?
Yeah.
Okay, hit us with it, girl.
It's a pig getting a pillow for the first time. Well, maybe not the first time based on how he reacts to it, but 14-year-old pig gets a pillow.
I have this pillow that I don't use anymore. I'm gonna give it to Pumbaa.
He's like, this is nice. They're like, oh.
He's like, I will get comfy.
Oh my God.
Oh. That's so sweet. Oh, he loves it so much. That pig is comfier than I've ever felt in my entire life.
I don't want to be crazy, but that is my favorite We Love the Internet you've ever brought.
Isn't so sweet?
It was
People
so
were
sweet.
like, petition to give all pigs a pillow.
Why doesn't every pig have a pillow?
But like, and also there were comments that are like, how did he immediately know?
Okay,
like, this
well,
is for
pigs are like, I don't want to say like
super smart.
burrowers, but like when they get hay and stuff, they like make their own, you know what I mean? Like they like snuggle up and they do their whole thing.
Most animals have some kind of semblance of that. Like I even watched a video recently. It was like a guy had gotten a drone shot of polar bears. He thought that the mom was like doing something to like, to, I don't know if it was like to break the ice to like go fishing or something. And it was that she was like digging to make like a kind of like place that she could sit so she can nurse her 2 cubs.
Oh my God. No, I'm
and it was like just to make a
they
little
know what
cozy
the fuck
spot.
they're doing.
But that pig was like, pillow? That is for comfy napping.
I'm not even joking. That is me when I do notes for the podcast around like midnight. And then like I finish the notes and I send them to Lily and then I'm just like, in my pillow. Literally just like,
there's that certain level of comfy where you're kind of like, you're so comfy.
Yes,
you just
when
kind of
you
like
feel like,
wiggle into
oh,
place.
it's finally time. Like it's good. It's going to be so good. I love that for him. Oh my God. Amazing. Well, girlies, we've reached the end of our 200th episode. Shall we do another
That's
cheers
insane.
in honor?
We shall.
Cheers. My cup is all dirty with my lip gloss. I don't even know what has happened.
It's like a goblet.
If you guys made it to the end of this episode, but not only that, if you made it to this 200th episode with us, if you're
Bless
someone that
you.
was here since our trailer, I mean, wow. Thank you so much for being with us when we didn't know how to edit this podcast. We appreciate you very much. We've come a long way. Anyway.
The trailer's really funny. If you haven't seen it,
I love the trailer. It's
go
so good.
watch it. I'm like, ooh, we were fun.
But then
This was
first
funny.
episode, rough.
Oh no, I don't
We were
want to watch the first like 10 probably.
jarring,
but the trailer
too bright,
was
scary.
well done.
But anyway, yeah, I'm proud of us. Cheers to us.
know.
And hopefully 200 more. We'll be the old hags here forever. Anyway, we hope you have a wonderful weekend. And as always, we will see you on Monday. Bye.
Cheers.